Houston is a more dangerous team than Minnesota, but so inconsistent, and for good chunks of this season, underachieving. So, who are the Rockets?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, it's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Wildland Urban Interface is the new Colorado standard. It could affect your next siding, decking, roofing, or window project. 5280 Exteriors can help you identify your fire risk zone, stay compliant, and protect your home.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You know, Shayna, when our grandparents opened Williams Jewelers in 1947, they had one guiding philosophy.
It's true. From a simple jewelry repair to that very important diamond engagement ring, we treat every customer like family.
Because you're sharing your life with us. That's the only way we know how to do business. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Shayna Williams. We're generational jewelers, creating heirlooms for the next generation.
Whether you're looking for that perfect diamond engagement ring, fine Swiss watch, or a custom piece, or that once-in-a-lifetime treasure,
we're here to make all your precious moments unforgettable. 3 generations of fine jewelry expertise right here in Colorado.
If you can dream it, it's here at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood.
Because we're not only one of America's largest fine jewelers,
we're Colorado's premier jeweler.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
off and rolling. Here on a Thursday, April 2nd, as we roll through the week, a beautiful day in Denver, Colorado. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on, Z? ZBZs with the knees, Z Bird. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm great. Get to do radio with you. We get to talk about the Avs, the Nuggets, and man, you are ready to go. You were already worked up a little bit. How concerned you are with the Denver Nuggets and Z? I'm with you. I'm not going to have a lot of pushback when it comes to the Denver Nuggets and how they look. Not on the court when everybody is healthy, Z. It's the damn injuries and the injury bug, and it continues to latch onto the Denver Nuggets at the wrong times. There's 5 games left in the season. Then it's the playoffs. It's postseason. Are the Denver Nuggets up to it? Do they have enough depth? Can guys like AG and Payton Watson be ready to go round one? Like, these are all the questions we're going to be talking about throughout the weeks.
Yep, and I feel almost guilty being authentic about it because they've won 7 games in a row. But if you're watching what I'm watching and you know what I know and the time-sensitive nature of where they're at, intersecting with the postseason right now, starting in 15 days, it's just concerning. And it's more the same. This has been the theme for months and months and months.
All year.
All right, we'll circle back to that at the top of the hour. The NHL's best was beaten by the worst, but a pattern extends beyond one game. I was stunned watching that game last night. Stunned. And I got home just in time. I was home for maybe 3 or 4 minutes before the puck dropped.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even taken off my shoes yet. All right, and I'm standing in my living room with my son and watching Vancouver score 29 seconds into the game on a softie, okay? On a softie. And to watch the best team in the league lose 8-6, giving up 8 goals.
It's insane. At the end of the season, you literally have 9 games left. And we talk about fine-tuning and getting ready and that this team is ready to go. And then the other night against the Flames, the Avs just put it to them, took them to Pound Town. And they're going against Vancouver, who's the worst team in the NHL. And look what they were able to do to the Avs on their home ice.
Like far and away the worst. Like 20 points behind Calgary, who you just hung a 9 spot on. And this is a team, we previewed it yesterday, 11 total goals in their previous 6 games.
They struggle to score goals.
11 total in 6 games, and then to hang 8 in 3 periods. But I'll say this. Okay, we were just talking about the Nuggets. They've won 7 games in a row, and I don't feel good. All right, just keeping it real. The Avs lose one of the worst games of the year to the worst team in the league. And, mostly I'm unbothered. Now, it was bothersome in the moment. I lost a couple bucks. No big deal. But, big picture, I think it's fine. But this Mackenzie Blackwood conversation is a real one.
Well, see, you're unbothered. But Mackenzie Blackwood, who a lot of people think, and even Bednar, I feel like, thinks that he's going to be the starting goalie come postseason, he just gave up 6 goals.
And he's allowed 28 goals in his last 8 starts. That's not good. And so, what I'm not going to do is get hysterical about the best team in the entire sport who has been a juggernaut since the opening week of the season and let one game. Look, this stuff does happen in pro sports. Should it have happened? No, I'm not excusing it. But they just had the wrong approach. I mean, their entire approach last night was mostly unprofessional. But the Mackenzie Blackwood conversation, it extends beyond last night because I believe that's who the organization wants to be the starting goaltender. Mm-hmm. They paid him to be the starting goaltender, and Wedgwood has just been better. It's not that hard of a story to follow. He's just been better. So I'm a little bit, I'll say, unsettled, I think is the proper word. Unsettled with the Mackenzie Blackwood conversation.
No, I will say this, Z, and I'm with you on it. Mackenzie Blackwood had a horrible game. It was bad, and my man got pulled. And did you know in 9 starts, the last 9 starts, Mackenzie Blackwood has been pulled 3 times.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. And so that's something to put on your radar. right? Put on your radar. My man has been pulled. All right, start with the Dallas Stars game.
Yeah,
Remember when he gets pulled, Blackwood goes in there, or Wedgie goes in there.
Came back and won.
Comes back and wins. And even this game last night, Wedgie goes in between the pipes, and they actually come back. And I thought that they were going to beat Vancouver. I was like, okay, it's going to come back fashion. And then, Wedgie ends up giving up that goal, but it's not necessarily on him. It ends up hitting Kelly's skate and then going in and all that good stuff.
And then there was the empty netter. So Wedgie only gave up the one goal.
Just one goal.
But here's what I'll say, too, and I just have to be a little bit critical of Jared Bednar here. In my humble opinion, he waited too long. Like, if you're going to pull Blackwood, pull him after the fourth goal, not after the sixth goal. So it's got to be one or the other. After the fourth goal goes in, it's like, okay, this isn't happening. You're coming out of the game. You don't wait until the fifth and then the sixth to pull him and then put Wedgwood in that situation. In my humble opinion, you just realized your group didn't have it last night. He needs to wear it.
So you're saying that Bednar just felt like he wanted, and maybe that's what Bednar was doing. You're gonna wear it. No.
I'm saying he needs to stay in goal. You don't get pulled.
But also, it's protecting his confidence.
Or if you're gonna pull him, do it after the fourth goal. Give your team a shot, not after the sixth goal scored.
But I think at some point, right, you give up the 6 goals, and it's like, all right, now it's an embarrassment to him. In Betsy's mind, if he truly thinks that maybe Blackwood's gonna be in between the pipes the start of the postseason. Maybe it's like, yeah, we're going to try to give you that chance to give you the confidence. You give up the 6, now we're pulling you, man.
And that's why I'm saying I think you're spot on. But that's why I'm saying you don't let it get to that point. Once the fourth goal goes in, you're out. And that was what it was with Dallas, I believe it was. Was it after the fourth goal, I want to say. You don't wait till the 6th goal. It's just like at that point, you're just going to finish the game. Like, you're going to finish it. You are going to wear it. This is like a big part about this night. Now, let me just say, the reason it wasn't Mackenzie Blackwood was not the sole reason that they lost, but he was number 1 on the list of reasons why.
And I'm glad you're bringing this up because it's not just on Blackwood. Like, what about the defense in front of Blackwood? All right, yeah, I understand Kale is out of it, but you shouldn't need Kale to be able to beat Vancouver, who's a horrible team. All right, defense sucked in front of Blackwood, and then Blackwood was set up a couple times, and of course he gave up some soft goals. And by the end there, it looked like Blackwood was just sitting in cement. There was one goal where he just didn't have it.
He could not. You're talking about moving from one side of the net to the other, one side of the cage to the other. Yes,
it was bad.
It was,
and that's when I want to say he got pulled, and it was bad for Blackwood, man. And it sucks because I feel like his confidence is a little shaken, and that may not be the case. But when I'm looking at it, it's like, dude, if you are going to be the goalie in between the pipes, everybody around you has to one, support it and trust that you're going to do your job. And right now, Z, this is why I think Wedgie should be in between the pipes. He's just more confident, and we have to start obeying our eyes.
Phil. And I don't have the contracts in front of me, but I'm pretty sure Blackwood's like 5 years, $25 million, I think it is. I think it's 5 years, $25 million, and Wedgwood is 1 year's $2.5 million. I'm almost positive that's what it is. And if it's not exact, it's damn close. If those two contracts were flipped, we would not be talking about this.
And that's a fact. That's a fact.
So,
Money talks.
So I'm saying that to say, if the two contracts were flipped, this wouldn't really be a conversation. It would be the guy who is getting the money, the 5-year deal, who's leading the league in save percentage and leading the league in goals against. He would be the starter. It wouldn't be some point of conversation. That being said, and if you acknowledge that to be true, you cannot let finances be the compass for your decision-making when you're trying to win a championship. If Scott Wedgwood gives you the best option right now, this could change, but right now, if the playoffs started tonight, any answer other than Scott Wedgwood, I believe, would be the wrong one. And I hope they proceed accordingly.
Damn.
I'm serious. This is a big deal.
No, it
Stanley
really
Cup is on the line
really
here.
And Wedgie has earned the right to be in between the pipes come the start of the playoffs because of what he did early, the consistency of what he has been doing since he's been in between the pipes. He's 27-6-6. All right, he has a .916 save percentage, 2 shutouts. Like, the man deserves to have his roses thrown at his feet, but also get the starting job. And if things go haywire, it goes bad throughout the playoffs, you can always interchange them and go with Blackwood. But go with the guy that's hot. Obey your eyes.
Man, that was hard to watch. That was hard. And they made it interesting. And it kind of made it more frustrating because when they did get focused and energized and actually, played with some gusto, like, they came back with bang, 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 and it's like a tie game. Now, it lasted for like 4 seconds, but like it was almost like you guys clearly have it. I don't need to convince anyone they can beat the Vancouver Canucks. Goodness gracious,
the offense is there.
But that was disappointing, and that just goes to show you professional sports, like they get paid too.
Bingo.
You don't have the right approach. All right, you're lackadaisical. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and that was the poster child of that phrase last night. The number one team in the league giving up 8 goals to the worst team in the sport. Goodness gracious. Fired up here today, Phillip.
Hey, see, you're fired up. You're mad at the Nuggets because they can't stay healthy, and you're mad at the Avs because they just gave up a bad loss.
I'm not mad at the Nuggets. I'm more just like disappointed with the circumstance of it.
Yeah, it's frustrating, man. It really is.
It is. And most of it's outside of their control. Okay, tomorrow is Rockies opening day, and the team is making it interesting. We'll set the table for the first home series of the season coming up next.
Baseball is back, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is leading off the season in style. Join us Friday, April 3rd for our home opener party at Thirsty Lion Restaurant at Union Station. Dover and Cecil will get the party started live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the Tribe will come out of the bullpen to close things out from 2 to 6.
How about that?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here, and you guys might be driving down the street saying, "Here Phil goes again." Yes, you know what I'm getting ready to talk about. I'm getting ready to talk about ED, and if you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, guys, go get treated, because ED is an intimacy destroyer, and research out there shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can blame themselves when ED becomes a problem, and nobody's partner should be blaming themselves when this is all on you. But my guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are here to help you out, because their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of their treatments can have you last an hour or even more if you have that much stamina. What you have to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, and this will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you as well, so there are no excuses. Go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give my friends at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
It's the College Hoops Showdown, wall-to-wall basketball, and zero time to mess with your lawn. At Waterloo Turf, they help Denver homeowners trade yard work for game time. No mowing, no watering, no mud on game day. Just a green championship-level lawn all season long. Perfect for watch parties, pets, and backyard hoops. From backyards to putting greens, Waterloo Turf installs premium artificial turf built for Colorado. Visit WaterlooTurf.com/Denver and book your free consultation. Waterloo Turf, get your Saturdays back, and don't miss the buzzer.
Don't give for my friends at Roller Auction, a leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years. And they got one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now that's ending April 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction. This has got SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's one of my favorite auctions. It's open for bidding right now. Go check it out only at RollerAuction.com. That's RollerAuction.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. How this is taxes.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Soda weight loss is state of the art. You've heard me say that for years and years now. Why? Because it's so true. And SodaDietNutrition.com is the website you need to go to, or call them up 1-866-800-SODA. Listen, I lost 60 pounds a few years ago with SodaDietNutrition.com, and I'm never going back. Haven't gained the weight back. Why? Because I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. All thanks to my friends at Soda Weight Loss. Soda Diet and Nutrition. You can join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Join now, and your partner joins free. It's two people with real accountability for the price of one. Online, SodaDietNutrition.com, or call them up 1-866-800-SODA. And just having that real nutritionist, having that program in place to help you lose the weight, it means everything. And right now, when your partner can join for free, with you get two people, real accountability, the price of one, it's a no-brainer. SodaDietNutrition.com is where you need to go. Soda Diet Nutrition, they're state of the art.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, I got to get to one. I'm not going to read the whole text because the guy sent a novel.
Damn.
And
so he's worked up like you.
And he's worked up about us. There's this guy Riz on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Riz, appreciate you listening sincerely, and I mean that. Thank you.
It's not Darren Rizzy.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. But he is very upset,
right.
and sent us like a, I don't know, 150-word text message right at the top of the show that said, man, I couldn't wait for 2 p.m. to tell you how, off your BS predictions were about how the Avs were going to crush the Canucks.
Oh,
and
damn.
he just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Riz, hold on. 1, take a breath. Take a breath. Number 2, don't be mad at us for predicting the best team in the sport to smash the worst team in the sport 48 hours after winning 9-2 against one of the worst teams in the sport. The Avs were minus 450, bud. You have to bet $450 to try to win 100. The puck line is always, not always, but 99% of the time, minus 1.5 either which way, and they adjust the juice accordingly. The puck line last night was minus 2.5, meaning that the odds makers, the experts who are really good at this, felt like the Avs had to win by 3 goals to cover the spread. We were reacting to the landscape of it.
Look, Riz probably gave his deed to the house. That's why he's upset.
Did you see that coming, Riz? Did you bet the Canucks? Because clearly you had this vision that this was going to happen. So, dude, yes, we were wrong. We were wrong about the best team in the sport playing the worst team in the sport. Guilty as charged. Hand raised.
I want to know who wasn't wrong. I mean, you could go probably across this station. Let's just stick to this station. Everybody had the Avalanche winning tonight.
Who wouldn't? They're definitively the worst team in the sport. 20 points behind the team that you just beat 9-2. So you can be upset with us. I'm not telling you how to feel. Go ahead.
Pissed off.
I'm not going to tell a fan how to fan. Like you can be upset with us. But we have watched every single Avs game all year long. And we're just coming out of the shadow of a 9-2 win. So, yeah, we thought they were going to roll the worst team in the sport. We were wrong. So, that's all. All right.
Take that, Riz.
Tomorrow is Rockies opening day. Man, I'm excited, and I'm allowing myself to be excited.
There you go. That's a start, Z. Last year, you threw all your Rockies gear in the attic. You were upset. You came in here crying and said, man, what's wrong? What just happened? The Rockies aren't good, and we're not talking about them. I said, damn, for real?
No, because
we're not talking about them. Yes.
Well, it became this thing. It's like, well, it's actually really interesting how bad they are to a lot of people. And again, if that's how you viewed it a year ago, that's how you viewed it. But I was not going to spend my time, all right, and my bandwidth on a team that the conversation was, will they be the worst team of all time?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. That's corny, and it gets played out. Like, you want your teams to be good. The reason why we enjoy doing this and having fun is because usually right now the Broncos are hot. The Nuggets have been really, really good. The Avs have been really, really good. When teams are bad, it's hard to talk about them because every time you talk about it, it seems like we're taking a shot at them. The Rockies have been very bad for a long time now.
Very bad.
And so now this year they're giving us a glimpse of hope that they will be competent.
That's all.
That's it.
That's all. And here's the thing. It's like, I can't emphasize, I'm picking up the option to be positive about it right now. And when the worm turns, I will meet the moment and blast the team, I'm sure. But even like blast the team, one, I don't really blast these teams. But
be critical.
We know they're not supposed to be good. We know they're not supposed to be good. No one, just like no one thought the Canucks were going to come in here and score 8 goals, no one thinks the Rockies are going to be good. All right? So now that if that's the framework to the conversations from an expectation standpoint, and then they go and take 2 or 3 for the first time in franchise history in Toronto, and it's against the reigning and defending American League champions, I'm picking up the option to be positive for the moment. You said yesterday, be where your feet are, right?
That's it.
I was at a birthday party. Love going to the birthday parties, Phil.
Oh, I love them too. Cherry on top. I just love them. I love them. My wife says, Phil, it's your turn to be the guy that takes your kid to the birthday parties.
And so, actually, this one was actually pretty good as far as birthday party goes because I like all the dads and I know them from sports and stuff. And it was at a place like you could buy a beer, and it was later in the afternoon. I'm like, all right, I'll go. I'll go to Slick City.
Uncle,
I'll go to Slick City.
I'll go this time.
And so, but a listener of ours, Brian, who listens every day, came up to me and said, hey, I don't want to bother you. And by the way, you're never bothering me when you come up and say you listen, ever, I promise you. But he said, I don't want to bother you, but I was listening to you guys, and I listen all the time. And he goes, the one thing, for the show the other day, this was opening day, right? And we were on location.
We were.
And he said, man, it was just a little bit too much optimism for me. And I said, but Brian, if you listen closely to the conversation, I was choosing to be optimistic. Like, it's a choice. I asked them to change everything, and they did. So I'm going to be positive about the things that I was requesting for years. But it is a choice, and I know, as we talked about yesterday, that this is going to be a losing season. They're going to have probably stretches where they lose 7-8 in a row.
Well, my father-in-law was upset, and actually I was talking to Drew about that today, Z. My father-in-law, as I'm driving into work, calls and wants to talk stuff saying, yo, why are you guys talking about the Rockies like they just won a series, the World Series? Well, Dan, they won a series. Like, can we start there? He's like, it's Dodgers all day because he's a Dodgers fan, of course, and Rockies fans don't like Dodgers fans, vice versa. And he's like, you guys are so optimistic right now, and it's like, they're going to lose 100 games. I said, yes, but we're not there yet, D. I call him D. Dan, we are not there, Dirty Dan. Right now, we're where our feet are at, which is they swept or they beat the Blue Jays, got a series up under them. They have a chance on the home opener to win and beat the Phillies at least once.
Yeah,
and then, that's where let's start there.
Yeah, and guess what? Here's the thing. Like, guys, the pitching's been good. The bullpen pitched 5 shutout innings yesterday. All right, it picked up a lacking offense. All right, the Rocks have 10 stolen bases in the first week of the season. You know where that ranks in Major League Baseball? Second. All right. Now they have issues. I understand that. But when you have a series and you are capable of winning 14-5 and then 2-1 in the same 3-game sequence, there's something to be said for that.
That's all we're asking for, man. Competency. All right. Be competent. Be competitive, and that's exactly what they have done. All right. Competitive performances in 1-run games. So they're in the thick of things. The 8th and 9th inning, they're in there. They have a chance to win, and that's what you're looking for. And then there's a couple flashes from somebody like TJ Rumfield, all right, who has stood out. First baseman, hitting with power. Like, you're looking at a young guy that's taking advantage of his opportunity early. All right, that's why I said early. We don't know how it's going to play out. but it's fun watching someone like TJ Rumfield do his thing right now and build that confidence up.
All right, Rumfield's actually battling in the box, too, where a lot of guys are just striking out. They have 63 strikeouts in 6 games. That's way too many. We talked about that yesterday. But Rumfield is battling in a way that everyone else needs to watch for, by the way. Okay, 10 years ago today, Broncos country was basking in the afterglow of winning Super Bowl 50. On the other side, we'll talk to a pivotal member of the team that we haven't heard from in a few years. That's next.
With their series win in Toronto, should Rockies fans be encouraged by what they've seen through the first 2 weeks of the season?
This team didn't win their first series until June, and this year they win their first series on their second crack at it. In their first series, they lose each game by a single run. Things could change. Historically, they talk about this June swoon where the bottom falls out and the Rockies go in the tank. Okay, maybe that'll happen. It's probably likely to happen. But for right now, what you just said a handful of minutes ago, be where your feet are.
Be where your feet are.
I don't know, man. I'm watching a competitive baseball team.
I love it. I want some more of it. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
The cost of living isn't just high, it's exhausting. If you've been leaning on credit cards lately just to cover the basics like groceries, gas, and utility bills, you're essentially paying a survival tax of 20% interest or more. Why keep handing your hard-earned paycheck to the big banks when you could keep it for your family? My friends at American Financing have a better way. They're helping homeowners tap into their equity to pay off high-interest debt with mortgage rates currently in the 5s. On average, American Financing is saving their customers $800 a month. That's nearly $10,000 a year back in your pocket. It's not just a loan, it's a total financial reset. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. Here's the kicker. Start today and you could even delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
If your heating and cooling system isn't keeping up, now's the time to upgrade. Enjoy better performance, improved indoor air quality, and energy savings with a new Bryant heating and cooling system. For a limited time, take advantage of rebates, incentives, and 0% financing on select Bryant systems. For quick fixes or entirely new heating and cooling systems, Bryant will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Visit BryantColorado.com to find a local Bryant dealer today. Bryant, whatever it takes.
There's nothing more meaningful you could do for yourself, your family, and friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy time with you again, especially heading into vacation season. If you say yes to any of these questions, you are the kind of patient QC Kinetics regenerative treatments help every single day. Do you have consistent joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? The pain keeps you from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to activities that I enjoy. I don't want surgery and a long recovery. I'm at the end of my rope, taking medications every day to just get through. Moment of truth. Did you answer yes to more than one of those questions? Well, today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. QC Kinetics treatments are easy. They're done right there in the office so you can go about your day. The consultation's free, so don't wait. Call today. 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. With locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs, it's QC Kinetics.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, just about 10 years ago, on a day like today, Broncos country was basking in the afterglow of winning Super Bowl 50. And we'll talk with a pivotal member of that team, a household name to Bronco fans that we haven't heard from, at least on this station, in quite some time. It is C.J. Anderson with us. C.J., Zach By, along with Phillip Lindsay here. Thanks for joining the show. I just got to ask you, man, as you look back, Super Bowl 50, does it feel like a lifetime ago for you, or does it feel like yesterday?
It always feels like yesterday when you win the Super Bowl. Thanks for having me, guys. But it always feels like yesterday when you win, you know, and you see people who have their own podcasts or they have their own sports shows, and they bring it up, so they relive it. So it makes us relive it, you know?
CJ, when it comes to you, man, undrafted, just like myself, so I looked up to you as a guy that I'm like, okay, CJ done it. Why can't I do it? Right? You have to see it done before you feel like you can do it usually. With you, undrafted, found a way to see that field, and then you're in the Super Bowl having pretty much the game-winning touchdown, man. Do you think about that a lot throughout the days now that you're retired, man, or is it something that doesn't necessarily cross your mind as much because you're done playing?
It don't come on mind as much anymore because I'm done playing. I mean, it's a great part of my story and my career that I can give these young kids who I'm coaching today. And, you know, it's good to have, right, like yourself, peers who look up to that. And obviously, right, I was a big fan of your game as well, especially seeing you do your thing after I left. But it doesn't cross my mind too much today unless kids are, you know, you want to give them the motivation. You want to give them like anything is possible. You put your mind to it. That you didn't have to be the drafted or this big, 5-star recruit, 4-star recruit. At least in these high school day and ages, to make something of yourself in this game if you love it, put hard work in, right, dedication, etc.
Yeah, and CJ, like speaking of like the recruitment, and if I'm not mistaken, you started your college career playing at the JUCO level. And then you end up at Cal. You go undrafted, but you played in Super Bowl 48, if I'm not mistaken. Also Super Bowl 50, but you also played in the Super Bowl with the Rams a few years later. So you went from a JUCO football player, undrafted, to playing in 3 different Super Bowls. When you look back at your career, do you have moments where it's like, wow, like that actually happened, or maybe it doesn't feel real even all these years later?
No, it definitely feels real. So there's no shade in that. I always try to let people know about my story and my choices and why I had to go the long route and the hard route. But it didn't stop any plans that the Lord had for me, or just any plans in general. Didn't stop my dedication and hard work and my love for the game. You know, I think that's the biggest difference. Even when you see some people in the NFL these days, right? I think that's the biggest difference, right? The love for the game and what the game, right, can do for you when you put your love and your all into the game. And obviously that's why you see some kids successful and some kids who are struggling up and down because they care about the intangibles, right? You know, whether I was a first-round pick or being undrafted, I'm pretty sure Phillip can say the same thing, right? Because when I used to watch PL play, he ran with that same tenacity, that same hunger, that same passion. So, I'm not saying we could have played the game for free, but we could have played the game for very, very cheap because we love the game so much. So it is definitely something that definitely crossed my mind that in my 8-year career, I got to play in 3 Super Bowls and got to a bunch of different playoff games, and I was a big, contributor probably wasn't the A-list celebrity like a lot of people want to be, but I definitely was a big contributor in those things. So those definitely crossed my mind, and it's a part of my story for sure.
CJ, you're following the Denver Broncos closely. We all know that. Denver was 14-3 last year. All right, when J.K. was healthy, J.K. Dobbins was healthy, all right, everything was going right for the run game. He gets hurt. R.J. Harvey has to replace him. Doesn't look as good as a bell cow back. Going into this next year, if you're the general manager, you bring back J.K., which they did. You have R.J. Do you go into the draft and draft a running back, or do you go outside and get another vet to pair with J.K. for this season coming up?
So you got a bunch. You can do both, right? So you can find a trade in there. Obviously, the cap and the money got to make sense. I wouldn't be surprised if they entertained Alvin Kamara just because he got the familiarity. Now, the only thing that'll scare you away is he is a pretty penny. But AK will be someone that you can probably trade. That New Orleans, they're on the rebuild anyway, so they probably wouldn't mind giving up that cap space if you want to do that during the draft. And then I think you draft one if you think you have one that can give you longer, right, than, a couple years, right, that can have you around, and, you bring a young kid in, a true runner. Like, I think RJ was an athlete, got a lot to learn about the actual position just because he's new at the position, right? Wasn't really a running back, right? So I think if you do draft one, you're drafting a true one that can compare with RJ, right, if JK does go down. But I think RJ will have a way better year two than he will year one if he takes it serious. Obviously, we're talking about, I don't know RJ personally, but I don't want to sit here and say a man doesn't take his profession serious. But obviously, if he puts his mind right, and hear, what us as old alumni were saying, TD's always around the building. You knew that when you were there, Phil. Yep. So if he takes that, right, then RJ steps his game up. But if I was the GM, if I can go find a trade that's reasonable from a really good vet, and if I can't, obviously I'm drafting one that I believe who's just a natural runner that we need in the room.
CJ Anderson joining us live here on the show. CJ, I have to take another peek in the rearview mirror. There are so many members of Broncos country that are fascinated by the Super Bowl 50 team. Just take us into the locker room and some of the personalities that were in that locker room with you. Who were some of your friends, like true friends on that team? And also, what was it like being a part of an offense led by Peyton Manning?
Well, it's crazy. So, earlier today, I talked to Champ Bailey into leave. That's crazy that obviously Champ wasn't on our 50 team, but me and Champ, we got close over injuries that we shared, right? And we were in a training room for 6 months together. But I would say from the 50 team, I talked to Payton maybe 2 weeks ago, talked to Talib today. Going to talk to Chris later today, which is crazy. Me and Chris text a lot. TJ Ward, obviously, me and him talk a lot, Bay Area boys. Andre Bubba Carwell was probably one of my closest friends on the team. Obviously, me and DT had real conversations, obviously, before he passed. Me and Bond, so it's one thing about us, we're still tight, we're still culture, we're still there. We're all helping each other in our own realms, whether that's coaching, whether that's, media, podcasting, whatever. And then obviously, if you play with 18, you better be on your P's and Q's. Everything is up. He made everything really, really hard, but it made game days extremely easy. It's crazy. You had the little video going around about, his son, about Marsh and the play action and his head fake. And I'm like, dang, that was 18 with us, right, after practice. It's just me, him, and Monte, right, going through that thing. Then it was just me and him going through those things. So, when you play in that type of style of offense and who 18 is and what he brings the best out of you just because he makes it. And that's on both sides of the ball, just because he makes it so difficult, during the week, but it made Sundays a lot much easier. So really appreciative of my time with 18, the 4 years we had together, and obviously got to take some of those tips, right, to help my young QBs today, me coaching high school, and continue to grow and coaching, not just with him, just with other coaches as well. But, having that knowledge is huge.
CJ, we appreciate your time so much. Before we let you go, do you want to say anything to Broncos country? You're talking to Denver, Colorado right now, brother.
Broncos fans, I know that I ain't been around. I will say that. But you'll see me a lot more. I've never been, as you guys know, I've always played, right, hard, dedicate, right, with my heart on my sleeve. I've never been the one chasing the glory. So, it's, I still live in that mentality, right? I know when I come back, it's love. Like when I came back in October, it was love. I know a lot of fans, like even Philip, like, bro, the fans miss you. I know y'all want me around, and I would do a better job and effort of being around and supporting and being there, because I do. Philip was right. I do watch y'all every Sunday. Like, I got the NFL ticket. It's not a Bronco game I don't miss. I still root for them. I still watch them on every Sunday, or every Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, whatever game they got on. So I do watch it, but I will get around more. But the one reason why I'm not around is it's a little weird getting showered, right? Being an undrafted kid, always trying to work my way. So I do feel a little weird getting showered, but I appreciate the love and appreciate what you guys have done for me, and you'll definitely see me a lot more this upcoming season.
Man, that was so well said. C.J. Anderson, appreciate you so much, brother. Be well.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
All right, there he goes. Want to react to that conversation. Really good stuff there from C.J. Anderson. Haven't heard from him in really years. So that was great. We'll react to that conversation. You guys can react to that conversation. RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. Also, the Nuggets are riding their longest win streak of the season, but the injury list is growing. Is this stretch building towards a run or breaking down at the worst time? We'll get to all that next.
Are we sure that Cale Makar's injury wasn't related to something that happened to the Avalanche captain last month?
Well, there were 2 hits that he took. Did Gabe deliver one of them? As payback. Stink?
Mike, what'd you see?
Stink, be careful. You do not want that smoke.
No, I don't want that
smoke.
smoke.
Do not even joke that Gabe hurt Cale Makar, because you do not want that smoke. Okay. Let me just tell you.
Don't say revenge. Don't say revenge. Revenge?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Have you heard of something called WUI compliance or Wildland Urban Interface? It's a new statewide standard in Colorado. Starting this year, every home will be assigned a fire risk category. Some building departments will begin enforcing WUI rules, so your next siding, decking, roofing, or window project may come with new requirements. Call 5280 Exteriors today, and they'll walk you through the updates, help you stay compliant, and find out what zone you're in. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn competitive pay for the ride you complete, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 15 years old, a clean driving record, and caregiving experience with children, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text CAR to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text CAR to 323232 right now. Text CAR to 323232 and start earning boosted rates per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's CAR to 323232. Text CAR to 323232 now.
303 Law 4040. Want to share one of the best compliments we've ever received. Had a listener call in to 303 Law 4040. His name was Peter. His wife was viciously attacked in a dog bite incident. So we set up a time to have him come in, and I met with him at length while his wife was recovering at the hospital. A couple days later, my wife recognized the number. She had spoken to Peter before. So when the phone call came in, she said, Peter! It was actually Peter's wife. She said, how did you know? She said, well, we love our clients. She was just surprised that we recognized the number. We had her come in, we met with her, and she says, I feel like we're your only clients. It's really awesome. We're not your only clients, are we? No, they're not our only clients, but what a compliment that our clients feel valued and that we treat them with such a high level of service. If you ever need us, that's the type of service you will get too. It's Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. In a world where dealerships come and go, one name has stood the test of time. Bozarth and Celebration Chevrolet, proudly serving Colorado since 1987 as the longest owned Chevy dealer in the state. From a huge selection of new Chevys to quality pre-owned vehicles, plus a team committed to treating you right, it's no wonder generations of Colorado drivers keep coming back. To see all the specials, visit BozarthAuto.com today. Again, that's BozarthAuto.com. Bozarth and Celebration Chevrolet. Experience you trust, service you deserve since 1987.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you here on The Drive. That first hour did fly by. Really appreciate CJ Anderson coming on with us. Like I said,
good to hear, man.
Yeah, really good to hear. Really good to hear. I want to just touch on one or two things he said here in just about 10 seconds. But first, come join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our home opener party tomorrow at the Thirsty Lion restaurant at Union Station. Dover and Cecil will be broadcasting live from the patio from 10 to 2 p.m., followed by The Drive from 2 to 6. Thirsty Lion will be registering people to win a $250 gift card. So if you're looking for somewhere to go before or after the game, come hang out with us at the Thirsty Lion restaurant at Union Station. Really good to hear from CJ, man. When I first moved to Denver, CJ Anderson was the guy here, and actually he had a 1,000-yard season right before you came into the league and did it the very next year. And I wanted to ask him. We didn't have enough time. Like, what was more fun for you, being a part of the Super Bowl run? And I think I would have known his answer, but still, being a part of the Super Bowl run when you're a secondary running back, or when you're the guy and you're going for 1,000 yards personally. What he held in higher regard. But his story is unique. JUCO guy, undrafted guy,
yes,
and goes on to play in 3 Super Bowls.
Man, when you brought that up, I'm sitting there like shaking my head, like, damn, like that's great, man, to be able to sit there and tell your kids that you were in 3 Super Bowls.
That's crazy.
That you were playing at a JUCO college, found a way to get to Cal University. All right, found a way as an undrafted free agent, which, Z, is very hard to do. All right, you make the team with Peyton Manning, by the way, not a rookie quarterback or a quarterback that's just there. You're talking about Peyton Manning. And when you're dealing with Manning, you have to make sure that you're on point. And one thing that I will tell the audience about CJ Anderson that I learned fast, how smart he is. how smart he is when it comes to X's and O's, and how he understood the blocking schemes and who he needs to pick up. And he was teaching everybody, even offensive linemen, he was teaching everybody, what was going to go down, and he was holding his own meetings. So when you hear about somebody that's a running back that's holding his own meetings for the offensive line and the running backs, and sometimes with Peyton Manning, I mean, come on now. And that's why people loved him in the building, because he did things the right way.
It's good to hear that he's still connected with a lot of his teammates, on a very personal level. I said he just talked to Peyton Manning within the last couple weeks, talked to Aqib Talib and Champ Bailey today. So really good stuff from CJ. And then and we'll get to Nuggets here in just a second, but I thought it was interesting that, I said, hey, you can say whatever you want, to Broncos country, and I thought he was just going to say, Broncos country, I love you, appreciate,
I thought you were going to say, let's ride.
And,
Say no, CJ, don't say that.
But it was interesting to hear. It's almost like he felt maybe a little bit bad that he's not around Denver, Colorado more.
Yeah, and when I texted him, I said, hey, man, there's a lot of people out here that remember you, talk about you still. There's a lot of people that say that you're underrated. And sometimes, life happens. You're not from here. You move back to wherever you're from after you're done with the NFL, and things get quiet for you, right? When you're not scoring those touchdowns and your name's not being talked about on NFL Network, people don't usually talk about you anymore. And so for CJ, as he said before, it's like he doesn't like the limelight like that.
Right.
And he's coaching at the high school level. He's coaching.
Yeah, how cool is that?
It's really cool. I think he wants to work his way up. I follow him on X, and it seems like at some point he wants to get to the college level. He wants to be able to be an offensive coordinator, maybe sneak his way into the NFL. So he's trying to work his way up as well. But yeah, man, I think there was a little bit of regret of not staying tuned in with Broncos country.
Yeah.
But they're always here for him, especially when you win a Super Bowl. You score a touchdown to help seal the game.
Come on.
You're always going to be a big name here with the Denver Broncos.
That stuff's forever. Love CJ Anderson. There's a handful of people who wanted us to ask him about his bowling game. CJ was a big bowler back in the day. Cecil Lammy has talked about bowling with and against him, and just did not have the time to get to all that stuff. But appreciate CJ. All right, the Denver Nuggets are riding their longest win streak of the season, Phil. 7 games. But this 7-game win streak doesn't feel like the first 7-game win streak back before the new year flipped to 2026. So the Nuggets pull away last night. They end up ultimately winning 130-117 against the tanking Utah Jazz.
But I will say this. There was a moment in the fourth quarter where I was like, here we go again, man. They're letting the Utah Jazz hang around. Just bury them, guys. And, of course, they find a way to bury him there at the end. But it's too many times the Denver Nuggets stoop down to a team's level instead of just finishing them off, making it harder than it has to be.
Well, when you know you can beat someone, when you know if you pull a certain lever at a certain time, you're good. I'll say this. They were playing with their food a little bit, right? It gets to be a 4-point game in the fourth quarter. It gets a little dicey. But they led the entire game. That was a wire-to-wire win. There hasn't been a ton of those this year, so I'm not worried about the game last night in any way, shape, or form from a basketball standpoint. But man, I would be disingenuous if I came up here and was being 9 out of 10 fired up about this 7-game win streak, because you have Tim Hardaway Jr., who gets his knee banged up.
Yep, sore knee.
He leaves the game. Peyton Watson, the same injury that kept him out of the lineup for a month and a half, creeps back up. He leaves the game. Spencer Jones dealing with a hamstring himself. He is going to be, when he's healthy, an every night player in the postseason. It's a lot. Christian Brown. How about Christian Brown? Did you see the moment where he was wincing in pain? This ankle that he missed a bunch of time with that he's playing through.
Yep.
And credit to him for playing through it. Clearly he's not 100%. And the way that Aaron Gordon looked, and this one bothers me the most, who just missed the previous game with calf tightness, he comes back, and man, he was hobbling around. He looked so stiff. I'm just watching him, and I remember telling you yesterday, I don't care if shots go in or don't or what his numbers are.
That was who you were looking at.
I'm just watching him physically, and I walk away from it with real doubt that this guy is going to be 100% or even close to it here in 15 days when the first round starts.
Well, see, I'm like Cecil, and I'm going to ask you it again. If you are David Adelman and you're looking at Aaron Gordon, because everybody's looking at AG, and he looks like that. He's uncomfortable. He's stiff. He's not moving up and down the court. He doesn't have that bounce that he needs. Why keep him in the game? I understand that you look to the left and right, and it's thin. All right, Zeke Naji is out. Spencer Jones is out. But come on, Z. You're going to put a guy that you know, and we say this all the time, if that man is not playing, Aaron Gordon that is, we are not winning a championship. He looks like that. I'm pulling him. He probably shouldn't even play to start with.
I agree. He was completely ineffective. And if you didn't know about the injury, you would just say, man, what an awful night for Aaron Gordon, because it was bad. I mean, it was just bad. There's no two sides to this story. It was just bad. But we know the history. We know the background, so you can kind of look at it and say, okay, this is why it looks like this. But here's the thing. It's like the playoffs are going to start. I'm not talking about the play-in. I'm talking about the first round in 15 days. Okay, it's April 2nd. First round starts on April 17th. All right, so 15 days from now, the Denver Nuggets are going to be in a basketball war.
Crazy.
Okay, and I have, if Aaron Gordon can't play, or he's that version of himself that we saw last night, it's not a birthright to get out of the first round. He's so important to what they do. And God forbid if Payton Watson, if we continue to trend in this direction, I'm concerned. And so I told you and Cecil at the top of the hour, it's the ultimate two things can be true. It's a 7-game win streak, and there's a compartment of me that feels good about this. But that being said,
at what cost?
At what cost? And one thing is more important than the other. And you're beating bad teams. That's great. We knew this stretch was coming. That's why I predicted 12-2 in the last 14 games. But nothing really matters big picture-wise through a championship lens if this group continues down this road.
And I don't know what you're going to say on this one, Z. I don't know. We had this conversation last week, but I'm going to say this again. If it's up to me, and I'm David Adelman, I'm making the decision not to play Aaron Gordon the rest of the year. And maybe even Payton Watson if he's dealing with and he still has the tightness in his hamstring. Because they are too damn valuable to be sitting here risking, with 5 games left, them to have a pull, whether it's a calf pull, a calf strain, a hamstring for AG, or a hamstring for P. Watt. We need these guys because they play defense. They're the only guys out there that are going to play consistent defense.
Dude, the 3 best defenders on the Denver Nuggets right now, okay? Or actually, let's extrapolate it to 4.
All right.
The 4 best defenders, if you're drafting the Denver Nuggets defenders, I think it's Payton Watson, number 1. I think it's Spencer Jones, number 2.
Ooh, you're going to go with Spence?
Yep. AG has not been the same defender that we have known from years past. And in the games that he's played this year, he has not been a plus NBA defender. So if I were drafting them for defense, Payton Watson, number 1, Spencer Jones, number 2, AG, number 3, and Christian Brown, number 4. Payton Watson has a stiff hamstring, gets pulled out of the game. Spencer Jones has a pulled hamstring, and we haven't seen him in a few games, and my anticipation is we're not going to see him here for another few games, if at all, before the postseason. You have AG dealing with the same stuff that he's dealt with for the last year. Hasn't played 16 consecutive games since the 23 season, and here we are again. And Christian Brown is wincing in pain and he's not moving the same way. So all things are still on the table. I'm going to continue to remind myself of that. But in terms of this matchup this coming weekend, the next time we're going to see this team against the Spurs on Saturday afternoon, I just, I'm nervous.
I'm nervous, and I know that you're trying to, stay positive, optimistic, and say everything is still on the table, which is because you got Jokic. I know that's corny to say, but you have Jokic. Jamal Murray's playing the best damn basketball of his life. But Z, man, the one thing that the Denver Nuggets have not done a great job of all year is playing defense.
I know.
And you just got done listening to all 4 guys that are banged up and your best defenders. And on top of that, even when they're in the game, they have to flip that switch in order to play that good defense, which is not healthy when you're going up against, and I keep putting in my head, Minnesota. I think that we're going to play Minnesota in the first round, a very physical team that, honestly, Jamal Murray struggles with when Ant-Man's guarding Jamal. And so if AG isn't ready to play, or he's not the same version of himself that he needs to be, if Payton Watson's not ready to play, man, it's going to be a rough series. Even if we get through that, they're going to get banged up because of how physical the Timberwolves are. It's just, man, it's hard for me, and it's just me speaking for myself. it's hard for me to look straight ahead and say, okay, the Nuggets can really do it this year because of the injuries that continue to stack up and what's stopping them from getting hurt again, because it's been a consistent trend throughout the year.
Yeah, listen to Adelman on that subject after the game.
I don't know anything yet. This has just been, it's just every night, it seems like, they're trying to get Payton a rhythm. As far as I know, as of now, it was just discomfort. Tim, same thing, just didn't feel right after some impact. And so they didn't play in the second half, but it's just been what the season's been. We just changed the rotation, keep it moving, and luckily enough guys played well tonight, to finish the game.
And it's just unfortunate. Like,
it is.
These guys aren't asking for this, right? But the playoffs are going to start whether the Nuggets are ready or not. And the shame of this is that one of the biggest question marks on the team in the last 2 years, Jamal Murray, is having a season unlike any he's ever had.
What my man said, having the time of his life.
Truly. I mean, he has been so good. He's going to be All-NBA. I mean, he's going to be All-NBA. His three-point field goal percentage is now over 43%. He is now 7th in the NBA in terms of his accuracy taking threes, and no one in the league has a better percentage that shoots it as much as Jamal is shooting it. The guy's taking 7.5 threes a game. And,
he made 10 last night.
It's unbelievable. This guy has been an absolute revelation, from the professionalism to the conditioning to the shot making to the just seriousness that he's going about his business.
What more do you want that man to do?
You can't. It's career highs in everything. And just the geometry of the court. When you take as many three-pointers as Jamal Murray is taking this year and making, you stretch defenses. And you have another guy in Cam Johnson who is having a hell of a year from three as well. He played really well last night. One of his best games of the year.
Even getting to the rim and finishing at the rim, right? He was a lot more aggressive, I would say, last night.
Totally. And so when you have 2 3-point shooters like that, out on the court at the same time with someone like Jokic, it's almost like endless possibilities. This is the best offense in the league. This is one of the best offenses in NBA history. And that's what makes this unfortunate, because you talk about all these injuries, but Phil, in my heart of hearts, going into the season, and even as the season started, I thought this was the best team that they potentially have had, even compared to the championship team. From a personnel standpoint, this team is loaded.
Loaded, high IQ,
Very
everything.
much so.
I mean, I remember you saying that, dude, you're going to see a brand of basketball being played here in Denver that we have never seen before. I was excited, man. And of course, a lot of that got stopped and stumped because of injuries, that we didn't get to see this full effect and full thing happen with the Denver Nuggets, where it's they're on point, they have the chemistry built. And it just sucks that you got 5 games left and you're hoping that these guys can get healthy enough to be out there to play in the first round. And for Jamal, it's man, he's done enough to where he should be sitting there saying, I'm going to get all these accolades, and we should be sitting there almost about to win this damn championship.
Yeah. And Phil, I don't want to, I know we're being genuine in our observations and our gut feelings after another setback, 2 of them, couple of them, few of them now, this week, once the team finally got healthy for the first time in months, and here we are again. They can still do it. They can. And I know there's a bunch of reasons why they can't. And I could rattle them off. And historical benchmarks.
There's a handful.
There is. But when you have who I still believe is the greatest player in the world, okay, and you have a running mate that's able and capable of dropping 10 threes, 37 again, scored 50, a week ago or whatever it was, however many days ago.
Even had a buzzer beater last night. Come on.
He did. How about that first quarter? Even the way the game started, that's a microcosm of Jamal's season of starting fast.
Well, yeah, 9 points in 1 minute.
Bang, bang, bang. Will Hardy timeout 90 seconds into the game. And so there's enough reason to still believe, but you have to be a healthy group. And if you're not a healthy group, the team's not going to make it out of the first, maybe the second round. So we'll see what happens Saturday. It's a very big game.
Hey, keep believing, Z. Flap those wings like the Angels in the outfield. Flap those wings. Something has to be coming around the corner for the Denver Nuggets in a good way. Because every time you look up, like David Adelman said, man, David Adelman is losing here. We already know it's in the front, but now it's starting to rise in the back a little bit how stressed that man is. Because every time you look around, there's a guy going out. And now it is Tim Hardaway Jr. And we don't know how severe that is, but, man, if you bump knees, that's probably going to swell on you. And that's a guy coming off the bench that could be in the race, or should be if he's not, as the sixth man of the year.
Yeah. I will tell you, I'm not. If it was a knee on knee and that puppy hurts, man, that hurts. But I'm less worried about Tim Hardaway Jr.'s knee than I am the rest of the guys with the soft tissue stuff.
Dr. Z has spoken. We should all listen.
The soft tissue stuff, it's not, you can't just snap your fingers.
No.
And I don't know what line they're going to try to walk of trying to get up to tip-top shape heading into the most important part of the season from a conditioning standpoint and just a – So, but at the same time, you can't push it. You can't force it.
What would you do? What would you do if you are David Adelman? I told you what I'm doing.
Oh man. Here's what you can't do, and I know what you want to do. You can't just shut these guys down till the postseason. Their first action of basketball from where we sit right now can't be in the NBA playoffs. I don't believe that. You're not going to make it out of the first round. You're not going to be ready.
But if they're not ready to play because of injury, let's just say that they're not fully healthy and they tweak something again that last game when the Thunder and the Spurs are not playing for anything, so they don't have guys out there.
Yeah.
Then we're sitting here saying, damn, we're really concerned now. Like, you got 5 games left. I don't want to sit them, but I have no choice. What's more important, a healthy team or a team that has built some chemistry? We're trying to build this conditioning up, build the callus, but these guys are not truly ready to go because these injuries.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the recipe is here. But even if it's not Minnesota and say it's Houston, Houston's got guys that are physical as hell. Who's guarding Kevin Durant? So there's issues. There's issues.
I don't know who's guarding Kevin Durant.
But also, if you're them, who's guarding Jamal? Who's guarding Jokic? Like there's issue. Like, again, this is the best offense in the league,
no doubt.
So, but both things are true. Both things are true, and I'm so impressed with Jamal Murray in the season he's having. I really am. The guy's going to be an All-NBA player, and he deserves it. This was David Adelman after the game talking about the case for Jamal Murray.
He is All-NBA. I mean, the way he's played, how he's finished the season, just the flow of the whole season, the way he's played. It's just been so enjoyable to watch and to know him personally, just to see him, have this season when I think a lot of people come into it where is he going to have a similar kind of season as the past? It's just been so consistent throughout. I mean, he's an all-star NBA champion. He will be All-NBA.
He will be All-NBA.
Mic drop.
Yeah, he will be. He has truly earned it. We're talking about, I believe he is the 12th leading scorer in the NBA right now. Yeah. Over 25 points a game. Career high in points, career high in field goal percentage, career high in three-point field goal percentage, top 10 in the league, just past Con Kneppel last night after making those 10 threes. The sharpshooter from Charlotte, who I believe is going to go down. He's only a rookie. I think he's going to be one of the greatest shooters we've ever seen.
Coming out of Duke.
Yep, and shattered Steph Curry's three-point record like a month ago. But he passed him in three-point field goal percentage, a career high in assists by over an assist per game year over year for Jamal Murray. So I'm just so impressed. He has met the moment. Unfortunately, just the guys around him, they're not healthy. And then the game from Jokic last night. Let's just talk about this for just a second.
Triple-double.
Well, yeah, but it's just bizarre. He wasn't even looking at the hoop. It's like he once in a while, Jokic gets an agenda.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason.
Who pissed him off, man?
Honestly, the way that Utah chose to guard him was putting an undersized center on him and not sending a double. It was almost like they were begging him to try to score it, and he just refused to do it. He took 10 total shots. Phil, he could have scored 60 last night. No joke. And it was a weird game, man. Again, so if you just look at the box score and you see, 15 points, 17 rebounds, and 12 assists, but it's one of those when you watch the game, it's like,
what are you doing? You're not interested in what's going on. That's what it looked like.
Dude, it's almost as like if he does not respect his opponent, he's not going to hit someone with their hands in their pocket. And I know that's a really weird thing to say because you see a lot of these guys in the NBA, like, I'm going to go get 50.
Oh, you take advantage of it.
He literally doesn't want to fight you if he doesn't think you're a worthy opponent. I swear there's like a deep psychological thing because he's such a next level thinker. And for him to take only 10 shots when it felt like they were almost begging him to score, it was just a little bit different. Just a little bit different. All right, shifting gears. The Broncos could see a familiar quarterback face early in the season. And wait until you hear who Michael Malone is saying should be the league's MVP. That's next.
Baseball is back. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is leading off the season in style. Join us Friday, April 3rd for our home opener party at Thirsty Lion Restaurant at Union Station. Dover and Cecil will get the party started live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the Tribe will come out of the bullpen to close things out from 2 to 6.
How about that?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either, because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Soda weight loss is state-of-the-art. You've heard me say that for years and years now. Why? Because it's so true. And SodaDietNutrition.com is the website you need to go to, or call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. Listen, I lost 60 pounds a few years ago with SodaDietNutrition.com, and I'm never going back. Haven't gained the weight back. Why? Because I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. All thanks to my friends at Soda Weight Loss. Soda, Diet, and Nutrition. You can join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Join now, and your partner joins free. It's 2 people with real accountability for the price of 1. Online, SodaDietNutrition.com, or call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. And just having that real nutritionist, having that program in place to help you lose the weight, it means everything. And right now, when your partner can join for free, with you get 2 people, real accountability, the price of 1, it's a no-brainer. SodaDietNutrition.com is where you need to go. Soda Diet Nutrition, they're state-of-the-art.
When you've been hurt after a traumatic car crash, you don't need a sales pitch from an attorney with big promises and a loud voice. You need a team who fights for real results fast. That's why so many across the country choose the Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson is nationally recognized, but is local right here in Colorado. So give us a call and let our team fight for the results you deserve today.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Waterloo Turf Denver. Get your Saturdays back.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come out the top rope with it.
All righty.
There you go. Warming up those vocal cords for tomorrow.
Well, usually hold it on a Friday.
Yeah, you hold it now, right? Right?
This is kind of my Friday.
We're pals, right?
What is
You'd
that?
always
What is
be here, right? Lion King, man.
Oh my gosh.
It hurts my heart, man. Anytime there's some sad stuff that goes on, it's like that kid with the dad moment. It's like, damn, man. One of these days, I don't want to be all dark, but one of these days, that's gonna be us.
You're talking about Mufasa and Simba.
Yeah. When Simba's asking Mufasa, you're always gonna be here.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I don't want to be all
Yeah.
sappy and
My face in the sky. Your face in the sky, talking down to him. Man, oh man, oh man.
yeah, it's a lot.
All right. Other than death, let's move on.
For real.
Other than the finality to life, we'll transition to Kirk Cousins.
Circle of life.
Signing a 5-year, $172 million deal. This is nuts. I can't make sense of this. So it's essentially a 1-year, $20 million guaranteed deal, but also has a club option for 2 years at $80 million. Not used to seeing a contract like this. I can't quite explain it. This will be the 11th straight year. This guy goes down in NFL history. He's got his own category in NFL history.
Kirk Cousins, that is, man.
He really does. You're talking about a trendsetter? He was the first ever fully guaranteed contract. And it was your agent, Mike McCartney, who ended up doing it for him. John Elway wanted Kirk Cousins. He wanted him here in Denver.
Oh, he wanted him bad. He wanted him bad, and it never it kind of got ugly there at the end there with the negotiation and things were said and then moved on.
Interesting. Okay. But we know John wanted Kirk Cousins years ago. He ends up signing that deal with Minnesota. I think it was 3 for $90.
Something like
I think
that,
it was
yeah.
3 for $90. And it was the first ever fully guaranteed contract. Well, this is now will be the 11th consecutive season Kirk Cousins' contract will be fully guaranteed. Man, he was truly a trendsetter in this department.
Man, and for Kirk Cousins, he sat there on the bench in Atlanta just watching and just hoping that he can get in the game, and now he's going to the Raiders. What, more money? It's not like he needed any more money, but he's getting more money up front, but also has a chance to start right off the bat. Now, he may not be the vision or the answer come later on during the season, but what you're saying is we get a vet quarterback at the beginning that has played a lot of football, that has won a lot of games. He doesn't do well in the playoffs, but the Raiders aren't looking to go to the playoffs. They're looking to stay afloat. And then maybe they still go out there and draft Mendoza, because I don't think this is going to stop them from drafting the quarterback in the first round,
right.
number 1 overall.
Right.
But he's he bridges that gap for a little while so Mendoza can organically just ease his way into the starting lineup and be ready to play when it's time.
Well, there's a chance that the Broncos see the Raiders, early in the season, and it's Kirk Cousins and not Fernando Mendoza playing quarterback. So we'll follow that story. Obviously, that's an in-division opponent and relevant to the Denver Broncos. But for now, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, Michael Malone stating his case for the NBA's MVP, and he is going with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This is Malone's argument.
Now, I don't have one. That's a good thing. But the one thing you didn't mention is, to me, Wendy, he's proven himself to be the best clutch player in the NBA. He's got 5 game-tying or go-ahead field goal attempts makes in the last 30 seconds. So, and he's got a chance to be the first guard ever to average 30 points per game and shoot 55% from the field.
Right.
You talk about consistency, 20 points every single night against a defense that is trying to game plan for you.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Wemby, Nikola Jokic, everybody else, but I think SGA is incredible in his ability to impact the game in all shapes and forms.
Fair?
You know what? SGA. It's SGA, man. I mean, I'm going to go with it. Yeah, it's fair. What about you, man? Why?
Well,
he's not hating.
I am not. No, I don't think he is.
Okay, yeah. He's not hating.
I don't think he is. I am not an SGA hater and never have been.
You say that multiple times. Like you actually went to bat for SGA a couple times with the free throws and going to the free throw line.
Dude, he takes less than 2 free throws per quarter. So on average, once a quarter, he goes to the free throw line. Like, okay, does he lead the league in free throw attempts? No, he does not. If I had an issue with SGA, it's the extension of the forearm.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't think it's been sort of legalized here in the current NBA, and he's not the only one that does it. Giannis does it. Who else does it? Luka Doncic does it.
Yeah, there's people that do it.
And so, if there's an issue with SGA, that's what it would be for me. SGA is one of the baddest dudes walking the planet, guys. To shoot 55% and have half of your shots come in the mid-range, like he has brought back the mid-range shot in wholesale fashion in a way that is unfashionable in the current NBA, where you're encouraged more than ever, either, shots at the rim or threes, nothing in between, because the analytics frown heavily on it. He's been like, no, I'm good. I'm going to go average 32 points a game on 55% shooting. That's insane. But that is what, 4 more points a game than Jokic averages? And Jokic is leading the league in rebounds and assists for the first time in the history of the sport. And he's shooting it at an even higher percentage than SGA. Jokic is shooting 57% from the floor. And I think that if you're averaging 28 points a game, a top 10 number, and you're literally leading the league in assists and rebounds for the first time in the history of this sport that Dr. James Naismith made up 100 years ago, and you're doing it on 57% shooting for a team that's going to win 50-plus games, that story needs to get told as well.
Z, if Jokic doesn't get hurt and loses that month, Jokic wins the MVP this year. He wins the MVP. But because he got hurt, you have the Thunder that are just this powerhouse, and SGA is the guy that it seems like everybody is latching onto now. He's the new toy. That's why everybody's going for him, man.
All right, we'll see how this all shakes out. I would just like him to finish runner-up. To be able to say I either won MVP or finished runner-up for 6 straight years is like a really, really powerful statement in NBA history. And my fear is it's not going to happen. And my fear is he's actually going to finish 4th after SGA, Wemby, and Luka.
So same fear as Stephen A.
Yes.
Stephen A. listed that as well. So.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want that for someone who's literally having his best season. It's a 3-time NBA MVP who is having the best season of his career statistically. For a team that's going to win 50-plus games, he deserves to finish in the top 2. Even if he doesn't win it, we'll see how it all shakes out. All right, we are going to kick out of the last slap of the mat here in the 3 count. Guess what I have in my hands right now?
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
I have the over-under receiving yards for Jalen Waddle in the 2026 season. What do we think? We'll get to it next.
With the Nuggets' chances of catching the Lakers for the 3rd seed in the West, who do you want for their likely first-round playoff matchup?
Who do you want? You want Minnesota or Houston in that first round? Houston.
Yes, Houston. But I'm not scared of Minnesota either.
Houston is a more dangerous team than Minnesota, but so inconsistent and for good chunks of this season underachieving. So who are the Rockets?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hi, Dan Cicchini. For custom kitchens or cabinetry facing done right, go to drhi.com. Great cash incentives or a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments with approved credit. Call for details, 800-362-8370.
Stoking for my friends at Roller Auction, a leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years. And they got one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now that's ending April 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction. This has got SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's one of my favorite auctions. It's open for bidding right now. Go check it out only at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Progressive knows you want to get away, but not like too away. You crave the unknown, but also charcuterie boards with 4 types of cheese. And that's exactly why you bought an RV and bundled it with Progressive, because 24/7 protection is one luxury you'll never have to give up. So go ahead, explore the wilderness, all from the comfort of your zero-gravity camp chair. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to CarShield.com. That's CarShield.com today.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategies, strategy and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Call Trajan today at 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again, so call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right. Guess what I have? Guess what I have?
What do you have, Mr. By?
I have, and I have not seen or heard this anywhere, but I have the over-under receiving total. See, all the totals are not out yet for the 2026 season, but a few select are. All right, a few select are. And Jalen Waddle's over-under receiving total has officially been posted. So you can bet on his season right now, okay? And I'm taking this from DraftKings. But before I tell you what it is, all right, let's do some guesses around the room. All right, let's do some guesses.
I like guesses. I like them.
What do you believe is Jalen Waddle's regular season receiving yards total?
You don't bring Jalen Waddle in here not to use him. Everybody knows that. Even a dumb man can understand that. So I'm going to say he's going over 1,000 yards this year. Over. That's my take.
Okay. Do you want to throw an exact number on it?
Yeah, let's go. I'm going to say 1,150 yards.
All right. It's very high for a total, anyway, that to actually be bet on. Dante, what do you think Jalen Waddle's over-under season total is?
I'm going to go 1,250.
Wait, you're going higher than Phil?
Yeah, I feel like they have high expectations for this guy.
Wow. Wow.
I know, I didn't like your comment after Phil went with the number that I was going to go higher than.
All right. Jalen Waddle has an over-under regular season receiving yards total of 874 and a hook.
Oh, come on.
874 and a half. So basically, if he got to 875 yards, the over would hit. If it stayed at 874 yards, the under would hit. They put that hook on the end of the number just so there's no pushes. Someone's going to win. Someone's going to lose. Jalen Waddle receiving total for the 2026 season, right around 875 yards.
I'm about to Venmo you some money right now. I'm going to Venmo you some money right now to put the over on. Hit the over on that one. Why would you not?
Man, oh, man.
Dude, he's a true number one receiver. that's going to be implementing this offense right off the bat. And not only is he going to be a huge target, you can move him around the field. So he's going to touch the ball a lot, man. He can run every route in the route tree. Unlike someone like Court, who actually has gotten better with his route running ability, Jalen Waddle can do it. If you want the medium routes, he can do it for you. All right, the screens, he can do it for you. And, of course, the deep ball, he loves that deep ball. All right, now you have Cortland Sutton on the other side that's going to take pressure off of him. And then let's just say this. Troy Franklin last year got over 700 yards. And you mean to tell me Jalen Waddle, who may be targeted a lot early, is only going to get maybe a little over 800 yards? Maybe you hit the over and get 900? Like, no. He's going for over 1,000 yards this year.
Dante, you got something on this?
Yeah, I was looking at his numbers here. He's hit that number 4 out of his 5 years in the NFL. The one year he didn't hit it, 744 receiving yards. So it wasn't even that far off. So
right.
I like that over a lot.
I like it too. I was not to the degree where I'd be guessing like 1,200 yards like you guys did, but when I opened this up and I saw the number start with an 8, I was pretty surprised.
Did you hit it? Did you already hit it?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
You didn't take that P yet, right? You got to take the P first, and then you got to hit that number.
I will probably take this at a certain point in time. That is kind of like shockingly low.
It's kind of
disrespectful?
Yes, exactly what I was going to say. It's very disrespectful, not only to Jalen Waddle, but to the Denver Broncos offense and Bo Nix. One thing about Bo Nix is he gets that ball around. So Jalen Waddle's going to get opportunities. Jalen Waddle is going to be open because he has the speed. And one thing that I did a little research on, since entering the league in 2021, Jalen Waddle ranks 11th in total yards after catch. So you're telling me that he's not going to get to 1,000 yards when this man catches the ball, he breaks tackles. All right, he finds ways to get the extra yards. He's going to get over 1,000 yards this year because of the offense and because that's just who he is when he's healthy.
Man, oh man, 874.
Hit the over.
Gosh, you know what that is per game? You know what that is per game?
I'm not a great at math, but let me say 40 yards.
51 yards.
Okay, 51 yards.
Yeah, 51 yards a game. Man, if Jalen Waddle, after trading a first-round pick and a third-round pick, is averaging less than 51 yards a game, I think we would look at that as pretty disappointing.
Yeah. I would look at it like, okay, something's wrong with him. Maybe he's not healthy. Or maybe Bo Nix is not getting him involved, or they're overthrowing passes. That's the only thing I can think of. This man's going for 1,000 yards this year.
I agree. I was really surprised at this number. And Waddle is someone who is historically available. You know, this is not a guy who's got like some, legitimate injury history. That's just not Waddle. This is his games played throughout his career. Because I did it. 875 divided by 17. Mm-hmm. That would be 51 yards a game. These are the games played in his career. 16 games last year, 15 games the year before that, 14 games played in 2023, all 17 games played in 2022, and 16 games played in 2021. So the guy's missed 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six games in 5 years. So, 874 and a hook is the over-under receiving total for Jalen Waddle's 2026 season. Here was Sean Payton earlier this week when asked, where will Waddle play in this offense?
Yeah, so if you guys said, where does he play? Man, he's played everywhere. I've seen him outside as a tremendous route runner. Inside, the route tree is pretty expansive. I'd say, I just said it, the best thing that I think he does is he's explosive, he's dynamic. A lot of times the guys run fast, but I think he sinks his hips in transition. So I think you'll see him play inside in the slot. You'll see him play outside. We'll have speed packages that'll feature, we'll have, how we're not just going to have, and I know someone's getting ready to ask me, is he receiver 1 or 2? And so that we just play different packages and try to give those guys the things that they do well.
Are we sure he's not receiver 1?
If it's Sean, in Sean's eyes, you give up a first-round draft pick. You just said he can run every route in the route tree, very explosive, inside, outside type of receiver. Yes, I'm thinking that Sean Payton's saying you're our receiver 1, but you got to stroke Cortland's ego. Right, it can't just be your Jalen Waddle's in town, move over Court, because Court's still a damn good football player. And he's going to open up doors for even Jalen Waddle to do his job at a high level. So you have to still make sure you stroke everybody's ego the right way when you're a head coach. But Jalen Waddle's going to get a lot of touches, all right, whether it's the deep balls, intermediate, or some screens. And, hell, he might even be in the backfield at times because he did that when I was in Miami.
Well, I'll say this, and we have seen that, him get the ball out of the backfield. You just said it, though. You just said it in passing. You don't trade a first-round pick and a third-round pick for a wide receiver 2. You don't do that.
No.
You do that for a wide receiver 1. And doesn't mean that Cortland's not going to eat. Cortland will. And maybe there's 2,000-yard receivers this year.
That's what I'm predicting.
And that happened in 2016 with Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. I go back to there's so many potential weapons on this offense. It might be healthiest if no one goes for 1,000.
And I love that one. I love, hey, everybody eats. Everybody's getting involved. It's going to keep everybody healthier. The one thing I bring up is Bo Nix had the most passing attempts in the NFL last year.
Yep.
So they're going to throw that ball.
They're going to throw it. And then we'll see how it goes with Davis Webb. But he's got a quarterback eye, and a lens from the position himself as well. So we have a follow-up question on this that we'll get to. Also, the NHL's best was beaten by the worst, but a pattern extends beyond one game. We'll talk about it next.
Baseball is back, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is leading off the season in style. Join us Friday, April 3rd for our home opener party at Thirsty Lion Restaurant at Union Station. Dover and Cecil will get the party started live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the Tribe will come out of the bullpen to close things out from 2 to 6.
How about that?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What is going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. Guys, I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that's the case, then you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money, because everybody wants to save time and money. All right, you need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. Whether you're starting that next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's all going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
What is it, boy? Someone need help? Someone in trouble? Oh, okay. So you just want me to get Progressive Auto Insurance because their collision coverage covers up to $1,000 in vet bills if you're injured in an accident? That's it? Okay, calm down. Let's not resort to name calling.
Progressive's collision coverage helps pay for care for your pet when they're in the car during an accident.
No, you're right. Sorry, I shouldn't have said calm down.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage included with purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303-LAW-4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303-LAW-4040.
Soda weight loss is state of the art. You've heard me say that for years and years now. Why? Because it's so true. And SodaDietNutrition.com is the website you need to go to, or call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. Listen, I lost 60 pounds a few years ago with SodaDietNutrition.com, and I'm never going back. Haven't gained the weight back. Why? Because I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. All thanks to my friends at Soda Weight Loss. Soda Diet and Nutrition. You can join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Join now, and your partner joins free. It's two people with real accountability for the price of one. Online, SodaDietNutrition.com, or call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. And just having that real nutritionist, having that program in place to help you lose the weight, it means everything. And right now, when your partner can join for free, with you get two people, real accountability, the price of one, it's a no-brainer. SodaDietNutrition.com is where you need to go. Soda Diet Nutrition, they're state of the art.
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store, or you can shop online. Staples, that was easy.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan brought to you by Gravely Zero-Turn Commercial Mowers.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, I want to talk a little Avs here in just a second. But Dante, you said you have a follow-up question. We were just having the Jalen Waddle conversation. His over-under receiving total has been posted for the 2026 season. One of really only 5 or 6 players league-wide to have their numbers posted. And the total, it's kind of stunning. It's 874 and a hook. And so we got talking and you know, about how low it is and what it could mean for Sutton and what the yards are per game with that. It's like 51 yards per game for that total. And I know I also said there at the end, with the arsenal at Davis Webb's fingertips, the healthiest setup for this group might be that no one goes for 1,000 yards. And it's just an everyone eats offense. It's a Goro offense.
Oh, here we go.
A Goro offense.
Mortal Kombat.
And Goro had the 4 arms, and you just never know where those punches are coming from. That's what this offense could be. That's what I'm going to move forward with. A Goro offense.
But you do know Goro gets his ass handed to him right there. You know, Johnny Cage gets the splits, hits him right in them jewels.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. But you know what I'm saying, though. When you don't know where you're going to get hit from, that's an offense that's really, really hard to defend. Dante, you had a follow-up question on it.
I did, and it had to do more with Sean Payton saying we're not going to name a number 1 wide receiver. James Merrillat brought this up on Denver Sports Tonight last night. I thought it was a great point. Why did the Broncos play these silly games of not trying to hurt someone's ego by saying, oh, we're not going to name a number 1 wide receiver? James was saying that last year he went to a game. The Broncos named 13 starters on defense.
I remember.
Why do they do these? It's not Little League football. I don't get why they play these games.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously you're being delicate with ego, you know, and someone like Sutton who's been the number 1 here for years.
Yep, number 1 in money. Like you have this situation where you're going to play somebody because of money, but somebody else deserves to play, but you know you have to play that guy. So you're trying to find this fine line for both players, and you're seeing these guys every single day. Like, you're in the building with them every single day, and it's hard to look another grown-ass man in the face and tell him, hey, you're not going to be the number 2 receiver. It's just hard to do that, man.
And I get. I was going to say, like, and also you're talking about a guy who did just go for 1,000 yards, who was the number 1 receiver in the league on 3rd and 4th down for 2 straight years. I understand why James says that. I do, because a lot of times I'm like, why? You've heard me say this a bunch. placating to personality.
Yes.
Like, I don't like it. It feels like the Broncos do it more than an average team.
Well, that's what I was
But we're
gonna-
so close to the situation.
That's what I was going to say, though. In Miami, it wasn't like they were saying, like, oh, Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. We don't know who the number one is. It was pretty clear. In Cincinnati, they have 2 great wide receivers. No one's calling T. Higgins wide receiver 1 out there. I think that would be those 2 situations for, like, more of, we don't want to hurt these guys' egos. So I just don't get why they do it and when other teams don't feel the need to do it.
So, but I would say this, like, we don't cover those other teams the way that we cover the Broncos. So maybe at some point Zach Taylor has said, well, we feel like we have 2 number ones, you know? So I don't know, but I understand the sentiment. I really do from James. Okay, so the NHL's best was beaten by the worst last night. Oh, my gosh.
Was beaten. They were taking a pound town, man. Like, straight up just took it.
That was nuts. Like, my eyes were so unaccustomed to seeing the unprofessional approach from the best team in the National Hockey League against a team in Vancouver who is a full 20 points behind a team like Calgary, who just got obliterated 48 hours prior. It just goes to show, like, pro sports, man, they get paid too. All those guys, they're the goats of their hometown. But those guys get paid millions of dollars to play hockey as well. And if your head's not screwed on and it's in the clouds and you're not taking it seriously, the old adage, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, was invented for nights like last night.
Well, see, the talent was not working hard for the Avs. I mean, right off the bat, all right, Vancouver was able to get a goal in between the pipes right there to start the game off 29 seconds into the game.
That's insane.
Then you have Nate Dogg that scores that goal, and you like to call it, because you're very detailed, that primal scream, because he got the 50th goal. And I'm like, okay, everything is going to be just A-okay, right?
I thought the same thing because Nate Dogg's goal was almost right after.
Yes, but then what happened right after that, right?
It was another Vancouver goal, I believe, a shorthanded goal.
Yes.
In which Nathan McKinnon, let's call a spade a spade. Nate's great. We love him. I think he's going to win the Hart Trophy.
Nate the Great.
He's an all-timer. But, man, that was one of the lazier plays that I've ever seen him make. He flat out quit on that second goal, and that was a microcosm of the Avs night.
Yeah, like all of a sudden you get the goal, you tie it back up, and then truly 23 seconds later you give up a goal that for Nate, like, you gave up on that play. You left Blackwood out to dry, which should never be the case. And all throughout that game, yes, we're going to talk about Blackwood and how bad and how awful he played in that game. But it's not all on him. Everybody around him, when a guy is struggling and it's a team sport, this is your time to maybe pick up that slack and do things a little bit more than you would if that guy is on point. And I'm talking about Blackwood, man. So it was an unprofessional performance from everybody that was on the ice. I'm scratching my head because I'm thinking this is going to be another laugher where you're sitting there and you're up 9 goals just like you did to the Flame. Instead, Vancouver comes into your own house, takes your cookies, takes your kids, takes your wife, and says, hey, I'm going home. Damn. What's next?
It was bad. And this was Bednar after the game.
There's no excuse. I think if we're making excuses for that performance, it's going to be a short run.
Damn. But that's the tone that was required after a game like last night. To give up 8 goals to the Canucks, who had scored 11 total goals in the 6 previous games, to come here and to hang 8. It was nuts. I'm not worried about it. I know that's not the Avalanche. I have a season of sample size to react to, so I can throw out last night. I know what it was. It happened.
So just ignore it.
I'm over it. I'm seriously.
One snap and clear.
One snap and clear, Phil. I'm completely over it.
But how could you be over it? Because
the thing that I'm not over and that I'm not glossing over, I will gloss over the performance, because when someone is on time every day for work and then they're late one time, you show them grace, right? Because they have a pattern of consistency. The Avs have been a model of consistency. So they're good. It was unfortunate. I lost a couple bucks. All good. The Blackwood thing is not a one-off, though. The Mackenzie Blackwood thing is not a one-off, all right? He has now allowed 28 goals in his last, 8 starts. 28 goals in his last 8 starts. I didn't quite realize or needed to have my memory jogged when you said earlier in the show that he has been pulled 3 of his last 9 starts.
Yeah, it's insane to think, man.
And so I'm becoming increasingly concerned because the dynamic here is like, well, it's 50-50. Well, one guy is leading the league in goals against, one guy is leading the league in save percentage, and the other guy has been pulled 3 of his last 9 starts and has allowed 28 goals in the last 8 games. I don't know if this should be 50-50 right now.
And then for Betsy, you keep him in. And like when I think of it, and I may be wrong, and maybe you could correct me on this, Z, but when I think of it, like Bednar is keeping Blackwood in because he's like, look, you're supposed to be the guy come the first round of the playoffs. You're going to play through this. You're gonna wear it, and we're going to go from there. But why keep him in so long and then pull him out, Z? Like, what's the point of just keep him in there? Keep him in there. If I'm, me personally, I want Wedgwood to start. So I would have pulled him
Are you saying last night or in the playoffs?
Last night.
Okay.
No, Wedgwood. I want Wedgwood to start in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's who I want. But even last night, why did you take so long to put Wedgwood in the game?
So that was a problem of mine, and I'm going to be critical of Bednar. It's like if you're of the mind to pull him, you need to do it after 4 goals. It's almost pointless after 6. And so at that point, if I'm Bednar, Blackwood, you're staying in the game. You're either coming out after 4 or you're staying in the game after the 6th goal. After the 6th goal, the game is likely cooked. Now, the Avs did make it interesting, but it's got to be one or the other. Pulling him after 6 to put Wedgwood in there to finish it up, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
But honestly, Wedgwood gets into the game, gives up 1 goal, which when you look at the goal, it hits off of Kelly's skate, and it was just a hard goal to see.
Yep.
So he gives up 1 goal, and then there was an empty netter at the end there. I mean, Wedgie played well when he was in between the pipes, and they actually started to come back, and he was a reason why they were able to come back. So at some point, don't you obey your eyes and say Wedgwood's going to be our guy moving forward? Like, let's just – like, this is the final straw with Blackwood when it comes to this year being the starting goalie and going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think so personally. I just don't know if that's how they see it because – just a second ago, Blackwood was starting 4 or 5 games, and I think the idea was to reestablish him as the starter.
Yeah.
That's who the organization would prefer to be the starter. Look, here's the bottom line for me. One guy's on a 5-year, $25 million deal. The other guy's on a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. If you just flipped the contracts, we would not be talking about this. It would be Scott Wedgwood. We wouldn't even be talking about it. But I think that because it's the opposite dynamic, it is more of a talking point.
Same money talks.
Yeah. And so it's, I bet, a bit stressful for the organization because their organizational plan is not working out as well. As of right now, this could change, but it's not working out as well right now as the guy on a 1-year deal. But that being said, you cannot let finances be the true north compass of your decision-making when you're trying to win a championship. Finances be damned. Like draft status be damned. Anything like that could get in the way of the path of a championship, you have to eliminate it and amputate it from the conversation. So if the playoffs were starting tonight, it shouldn't even be a conversation of who the starter should be.
Wedgie, 27, 6-6, 916 save percentage. Put that man between the pipes come the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think he will. Okay, shifting gears here a little bit. We asked for a couple years ago, one guy in Denver sports to step the hell up, and he answered it and some. We'll talk about that guy next.
With their series win in Toronto, should Rockies fans be encouraged by what they've seen through the first 2 weeks of the season?
This team didn't win their first series until June, and this year they win their first series on their second crack at it. And their first series, they lose each game by a single run. Things could change. Historically, they talk about this June swoon where the bottom falls out and the Rockies go in the tank. Okay, maybe that'll happen. It's probably likely to happen. But for right now, what you just said a handful of minutes ago, be where your feet are.
Be where your feet are.
I don't know, man. I'm watching a competitive baseball team.
I love it. I want some more of it.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. If you're looking for the ultimate place to post up for a big game, you've got to go to the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. It's your headquarters for every upset, every buzzer beater, every bracket buster coming our way. Guys, this place is unreal. Award-winning food and drinks, including the brunch. You absolutely need to try that. And it's not just another sports bar. This is the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally the only one like it in the world. And listen, you don't have to be a hooper to love it. The vibe, the energy, the menu, it's all next level. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a court, lounge seating, music, TVs, the whole deal. Perfect for watch parties, team hangouts, or just leveling up your night. And for big games, guys, you're covered. They got the best happy hour in Colorado every day from 7 p.m. till close. All right? You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial. Check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And because you heard it from me, use the code HALFOFFHOOPS for half off your first-time private basketball suite rental. Again, visit them online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com.
Looking for a way for your hard-earned money to work hard for you? Open a 13-month CD at 3.75% APY from Ent Credit Union, soon to be Wings Credit Union. With a minimum deposit of only $500, a 13-month term, and a guaranteed annual percentage yield of 3.75%, your future self will thank you. But hurry, this special rate is only for a limited time. Get started today at ent.com/CD special. Rate accurate as of March 1st, 2026 and subject to change without notice. Insured by NCUA.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
It's the College Hoops Showdown, wall-to-wall basketball, and zero time to mess with your lawn. At Waterloo Turf, they help Denver homeowners trade yard work for game time. No mowing, no watering, no mud on game day. Just a green championship-level lawn all season long. Perfect for watch parties, pets, and backyard hoops. From backyards to putting greens, Waterloo Turf installs premium artificial turf built for Colorado. Visit waterlooturf.com/Denver and book your free consultation. Waterloo Turf, get your Saturdays back, and don't miss the buzzer. Thinking about upgrading your home's HVAC? Then Day and Night Mechanical Solutions of Denver can help and save you money. You may qualify for up to $20,000 in rebates through the Colorado HERE program and Excel Energy for energy-efficient heat pump systems. Day and Night Mechanical has the inside track on this program and will guide you through every step. Upgrade your HVAC and save big bucks. Visit dnmech.com. Act now while the offer lasts. Day and Night Mechanical Solutions. They fix it right, day and night.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes, Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Your home should be comfortable year-round, but old windows let the cold seep in during winter and the heat creep in during summer. That's money walking out the door. When you need new windows, call Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. They're Colorado's oldest Infinity by Marvin dealer. Family-owned with decades of experience guiding homeowners just like you. Stop losing money, start adding value. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. Online at windowsforyourhome.com. This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, as we move along here on a Thursday, you know, we've asked for a couple years for one guy in Denver sports to step the hell up, and he has answered it and some. Man, it was another just blistering night for a guy that's been much maligned here for 2 years, and rightfully so.
Yep.
Rightfully so. The season that Jamal Murray is having, it is quite literally one of the best single seasons in Denver Nuggets history. Full stop. This is a guy that is coming off a 37-point night where he scored or made 10 3-point shots. And it started early. It continued often.
Was it 9 points in 60 seconds, or was it 90?
It was like 90 seconds, something like that. His 3-point percentage is now over 43%. Guys, it's the 7th best mark in the NBA, but no one has a better percentage on more attempts. So like Jamal is taking 7.5 threes a night and shooting over 43%. That is as good of a season as you'll find from three.
See, when you watched Jamal from the start. So what has changed with Jamal? Just the way, why is he able just to come up with these games consistently all of a sudden? Is it being in shape? Is it just feeling like it looks like he's the healthiest he's been?
Definitely.
In maybe 3, 4, 5 years, which could be the case. Or is it just mentally he's locking in and it's just zeroing in on his game? Like what's so different about this man that wasn't there last year and the years before that?
I think just the overall professionalism, Phil. I think, and that's an all-encompassing statement. Being focused on the task at hand, actually coming into a season in shape as a max player. Like, think about that. Like, you come in for years in a row completely out of shape, and it's just not professional. Some of his habits on the side have not been as egregious. The consistency, that's really the thing that has held Jamal Murray back pretty much his entire career from being an all-star. He and Michael Malone would plead with him, like, just be a similar version of yourself from night to night. You know, he said, can I just get 20 a night from you? I remember him at one point saying, as opposed to one night you score 30, the next night you score 7. Like Jamal Murray, go look at his game log a season ago. He had as many single-digit games for someone who plays 30-something minutes a night, as many single-digit games as you'll find for a max player in the NBA. And I think that him being more professional, him being in shape, his habits, the work ethic, all of it, the off the court, more straight and narrow.
Yeah.
I just think it's not some hard story to follow. You took this as serious as you ever have, and the results that you're getting, I mean, it's a vending machine. What are you putting in? That's what you're getting out.
No, and it's crazy that you're so talented that if you just work a little bit harder, look what happens for someone like Jamal Murray. And when you're watching Jamal Murray play, he's creating shots for himself, but he's getting the separation. And we talked about that all the times. He doesn't get the separation. He gets smothered. You have Ant-Man that's just wearing his skin. That's your favorite line right there. But this year, it's like, man, my man's ball handling skills, the separation, all right, the smooth shots that he has when he does his step back, everything is just aligning right for him, and he's in a rhythm. And sometimes it's like that for you. 2018, I come right in, and I just, right off the bat, I just start scoring touchdowns, and I'm getting these big gains. And it's just like, I can't sit here and tell you why it was happening for me. But every single game felt the same way. That it was going to happen for me at some point. I was going to get a big run, and all I needed to do is be consistent. And that's exactly what Jamal Murray's doing, and look what he's doing. Last night, 37 points. He had 10 3-point shots made.
It's insane.
We don't win the game against the Utah Jazz without Jamal Murray getting on a flurry, getting on a heater. So it's things like that. It's fun to watch Jamal Murray go to work.
Dude, it's the 13th time this season he has scored 35 or more. That is wild. All right. During this 7-game win streak for the Denver Nuggets, Jamal is averaging 31 points a game and shooting 51% from behind the 3-point line. Over half. I mean, that is, again, just a psychotic number. After the game, here was David Adelman talking about the case for Jamal Murray making All-NBA.
He is All-NBA. I mean, the way he's played, how he's finished the season, just the flow of the whole season, the way he's played. It's just been so enjoyable to watch and to know him personally, just to see him, have this season when I think a lot of people come into it where is he going to have a similar kind of season as the past? It's just been so consistent throughout. I mean, he's an all-star NBA champion. He will be All-NBA.
He will be All-NBA. And a year ago, Jamal averaged 21 points a game, all right? But with the added extra everything, he's now averaging close to 26 points a game.
Come on.
The guy's the 12th leading scorer in the entire NBA. And so he like, for all the calamitous stuff that has happened here in the last year, right, with all these injuries and all this stuff, Jamal has turned into, along with the Joker, the most consistent Denver Nugget and one of the most consistent players in the entire NBA.
The thing that Jokic has been wanting Jamal to do for a very long time, just be consistent. Be my right-hand man. Find ways to help me out when I need help. And that's exactly what Jamal Murray's doing at a high level. It just sucks that the injuries are stacking up on the damn Denver Nuggets at the wrong time.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys know, but for some reason, if you didn't, last night, Tim Hardaway Jr. bangs knees, had to leave the game, didn't play the second half. Peyton Watson feels tightness in his hamstring, the same thing that held him out of the lineup for 6 weeks. Spencer Jones has already been out of the lineup with a hamstring injury. Aaron Gordon tried to play after missing the most recent game with calf tightness. He looked awful. I mean, just as stiff as a board. So there's real stuff, and we'll get back to this conversation, but there's real stuff, real roadblocks in front of this team right now as we are 15 days away from the start of the first round of the NBA playoffs. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay. Tomorrow is Rockies opening day, and the team is making it interesting in a way that maybe we didn't see coming. We'll set the table for the first home series of the season coming up next.
Are we sure that Cale Makar's injury wasn't related to something that happened to the Avalanche captain last month?
Well, there were 2 hits that he took. Did Gabe deliver one of them? As payback.
Stink? Mike, what'd you see?
Stink, be careful.
You do not want that smoke.
No, I don't want that
smoke.
Do not even joke that Gabe hurt Cale Makar, because you do not want that smoke. Okay. Let me just tell you.
Don't say revenge. Don't say revenge. Revenge?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
The cost of living isn't just high, it's exhausting. If you've been leaning on credit cards lately just to cover the basics like groceries, gas, and utility bills, you're essentially paying a survival tax of 20% interest or more. Why keep handing your hard-earned paycheck to the big banks when you could keep it for your family? My friends at American Financing have a better way. They're helping homeowners tap into their equity to pay off high-interest debt with mortgage rates currently in the 5s. On average, American Financing is saving their customers $800 a month. That's nearly $10,000 a year back in your pocket. It's not just a loan, it's a total financial reset. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. Here's the kicker. Start today and you could even delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. In a world where dealerships come and go, one name has stood the test of time. Bozarth and Celebration Chevrolet, proudly serving Colorado since 1987 as the longest owned Chevy dealer in the state. From a huge selection of new Chevys to quality pre-owned vehicles, plus a team committed to treating you right, it's no wonder generations of Colorado drivers keep coming back. To see all the specials, visit BozarthAuto.com today. Again, that's BozarthAuto.com. Bozarth and Celebration Chevrolet. Experience you trust. Service you deserve since 1987.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
After a devastating car crash, a lot of people think they can't afford a lawyer. They're already stressed, hurting, or maybe out of work. And the last thing they need is a big retainer fee to get help. But here's the truth. At Berg Simpson Law Firm, you only pay us if we win your case. That means there's no down payment and no upfront costs to get the help you need right now. Give Berg Simpson a call and we'll be with you every step of the way.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, tomorrow is Rockies opening day. And by the way, if you were looking for something to do before or after the game, you can come join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our home opener party tomorrow.
Let's go.
At the Thirsty Lion Restaurant at Union Station. Dover and Cecil will be broadcasting live from the patio from 10 to 2, followed by The Drive from 2 to 6. Thirsty Lion will be registering people to win a $250 gift card. So if you're looking for somewhere to go before or after the game, come hang out with us at the Thirsty Lion Restaurant at Union Station.
You got to be thirsty, though, right? First round's on UZ, right?
If someone sees me tomorrow and you shout me out, I will buy you a beer. I'm going to be moving around. I'm going to be moving around.
You better be moving around.
I'm going to be mingling through Lodo, and if you see me and you say what's up, I will buy you a beer tomorrow. I may be walking through the streets of Lodo smoking a cigar tomorrow.
Oh, man, that sounds perfect. Hey, if anybody shouts me out, you guys buy me a beer. How about that?
And if you want to buy me a beer, I'll let you buy me a beer.
Yeah,
you twist my arm.
Come on now.
All right. So tomorrow is Rockies opening day. And, man, you don't want to get carried away, okay? But the team has made tomorrow more interesting than we thought. After losing their first 3 games of the year in Miami, all by 1 run. And that Sunday loss was heartbreaking in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs and Victor Vodnik.
Vodnik.
I mean, and that was a tough pill to swallow. And looking at 0-3, then going to Toronto, where the Rockies have never won a series ever. And we were kind of looking 0-6 in the face.
I mean, we were sitting here, we were asking, hey, would the Rockies ever get to 500? And some people at the time were like, no. I was still optimistic a little bit. And then all of a sudden, I got a little bit of help when the Rockies decided to go and beat the Blue Jays and win that series. But, Z, this year, it's been fun already just because they look like they're competing, that they're trying. They're a lot more aggressive right off the bat. They're trying to do something that they didn't do last year. And it's fun to watch right now.
It is. And look, and this, I don't want to get carried away, but through the lens of expectation for this team, what were we looking for a week ago when we were on location on the official MLB opening day, talking about, hey, can this team go from 119 losses, the most in decades in Major League Baseball? Can you get to competent? It would be unreasonable to talk about the worst Major League Baseball team in decades, any market in decades, who, by the way, had a run differential a season ago. They were outscored by 424 runs last year.
That's insane, man.
The next worst team was outscored by 212 runs. So that means you were outscored by hundreds of runs more than the next worst team. And so we said it would be unreasonable to think that the worst team in modern era of baseball could become a winner. So what were we looking for? Competent and competitive.
That's it. Go out there, compete. All right, cheer on your teammates. And you brought it up yesterday when they beat the Blue Jays of how the players were with each other.
Yeah, in the dugout.
The dugout was going crazy. They were having fun. There was big smiles. And, yeah, that might be something little that you would teach little kids in Little League. But it starts right there, building that culture, building that foundation, and it goes a long way. It's contagious. Winning's contagious just as losing's contagious. So when you're out there and you guys all have the same mindset and you have a chance to win the game every single time you step on that diamond, like that's what you're looking for. And that's what the Rockies have done so far. Right? They're competent and they're able to be in the 8th and 9th innings and have a chance to win. And that's what you want. And then you build from there.
Yeah, when Troy Johnston roped it down the left baseline, the dugout, to your point, just completely popped. And look, again, we are choosing to be optimistic. We are choosing to be hopeful, right? They changed everything within the organization, the way that someone like myself has asked for years. So I said a week ago, I'm going into the season with an open mind. They beat the AL champs. They absolutely stole a series. I still can't believe they won that game yesterday when striking out 17 times. Seriously, what is the percentage of time that a Major League Baseball team wins when they have 17 strikeouts or more?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's got to be like 2% of the time.
I don't know, man.
But they're pitching, and I think that if I asked what's been the single biggest surprise 1 week into the Rockies season, for me, it's the pitching.
Yeah.
Like this group a year ago had the highest ERA in the history of the stat that goes back to 1913. It never got as bad as it did a season ago with the Rockies. And you want to know what's nuts? And this is just psychotic. And it's 1 week. It's too early to look at numbers. But that being said, let's look at numbers.
Let's just look at it.
Dude, they have a top 10 ERA right now. It's 1 week in.
It's a step in the right direction.
Clearly.
They got to stay healthy. The bullpen has to stay consistent when they're asked to go out there and finish these games off. But it's a step in the right direction. And the one thing we talked about was we need to see flashes from someone like Ezekiel Tovar. Stay healthy, get back to the same version of yourself, and get better because you're still young, you're in your prime. But then somebody like TJ Rumfield.
Yep.
And what he's doing, he's showing flashes at first base. He's showing flashes by the power when he's hitting the ball. Like, these are the little things. All right, these are little victories that if this can continue to happen for these guys and these young guys, and they can sustain this to be more consistent, all right, they'll always have a chance to win. They'll be more competitive, and that's what we're asking for.
That's all. And TJ Rumfield, he's battling. The rest of the team needs to look at his approach in the box because they are chasing pitches to a degree that they're going to lose a ton, and they may still anyway. But 63 strikeouts in 6 games. That is unhealthy. That is the 7th worst mark in the majors. And for the last 3 seasons leading up to this one, which have all been 100-loss seasons, they have either led the league or been next to dead last in chasing pitches out of the strike zone. And that trend is clearly continuing. 17 strikeouts is insane. At one point, they had 5 consecutive strikeouts yesterday. That's not sustainable. But that being said, they still won, and the team is coming home for the home opener with a positive run differential for the first time since April 2023. They basically had a negative run differential for all intents and purposes 3 consecutive years without coming up for air.
Damn.
And so I'm not telling you Rockies are going to win this series or even win.
Look, they're interesting right now.
They're interested, and then so we'll see what happens.
Home opener. Can they win? Can they defeat the Phillies tonight or tomorrow?
Well, we're fixing to find out. Aggressive base running as well. 10 stolen bases in 6 games. That's the 2nd highest mark in the sport after 1 week. All right, shifting gears. Something good repeatedly happened for the Broncos last season. and it's not going to happen this coming year. So how does the team overcome it? We'll talk about that. Also, the Denver Nuggets win their 7th straight home game, second longest streak in the league, but there's context to how we feel on a day like today. We'll get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Baseball is back, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is leading off the season in style. Join us Friday, April 3rd for our home opener party at Thirsty Lion Restaurant at Union Station. Dover and Cecil will get the party started live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the Tribe will come out of the bullpen to close things out from 2 to 6.
How about that?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This wasn't how Patrick pictured himself in retirement. Instead of playing golf every day, he could barely walk because of his severe knee pain.
It hampered everything because it hurt to walk around the golf course. It hurt to swing, just pretty much hurt doing anything.
But the groundbreaking regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics changed everything for Patrick. QC Kinetics uses your body's own healing properties to help repair and restore damaged tissue in your knees, hips, back, and shoulders. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime.
The turnaround's been amazing from where I was to where I am now. I've gone from a 15 handicap down to a 7 handicap. That's because my knees allow me to play golf like I haven't been able to play probably in 15 years.
Don't let joint pain keep you from doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Free barbecue. Yep. Absolutely free barbecue. Hey, everybody. Dan Jacobs, the barbecue lawyer at 303 Law 4040. It's 2026, and we are taking our free meal program to the next level. And I want you to help spread the word with me if you can. I got a brand new smoker, and this thing's a beast. It's over 6 feet tall, so we can cook that 1,000 pounds of free barbecue each and every month. Here's what you do. It's Eastern Hills Community Church, 4 to 6 p.m. every first and third Thursday. I'm smoking up delicious pulled pork or my addictive copycat Chipotle recipe, and we're serving it up for free. You just get in line, you pop the trunk, we put free groceries in your trunk, and then we ask you how many meals you need for the night. It's that simple. No questions asked. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word. And if you have any questions, you can always call me. The barbecue lawyer's number is 303-LAW-4040.
Soda weight loss is state of the art. You've heard me say that for years and years now. Why? Because it's so true. And SodaDietNutrition.com is the website you need to go to, or call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. Listen, I lost 60 pounds a few years ago with SodaDietNutrition.com, and I'm never going back. Haven't gained the weight back. Why? Because I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. All thanks to my friends at Soda Weight Loss. Soda Diet and Nutrition. You can join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Join now, and your partner joins free. It's 2 people with real accountability for the price of one. Online, SodaDietNutrition.com, or call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. And just having that real nutritionist, having that program in place to help you lose the weight, it means everything. And right now, when your partner can join for free, with you get 2 people, real accountability, the price of one, it's a no-brainer. SodaDietNutrition.com is where you need to go. Soda Diet Nutrition, they're state of the art.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to CarShield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn competitive pay for the ride you complete, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 15 years old, a clean driving record, and caregiving experience with children, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text CAR to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text CAR to 323232 right now. Text CAR to 323232 and start earning boosted rates per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's CAR to 323232. Text CAR to 323232 now.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Nuggets conversation at the top of the hour and examine where things currently stand 15 days before their first playoff game.
15 days.
Also, Michael Malone had some interesting comments on who he believes the league's MVP is. We'll play those for you, react to it, and if you had an MVP vote, we'll go around the room. Oh, who would you cast it for? And I think things are going to get interesting around here. But before we do that, something good repeatedly happened for the Broncos last season that won't happen again this coming year, and I feel pretty confident in this. So how do they overcome it? So the Denver Broncos set the NFL record in one-score games. I feel pretty confident that's not going to happen again.
No, it's unusual, and it's very hard to do. And for the Denver Broncos to do what they did this year, and it seemed like they did it every single game, it's not going to be that way next year. One, you're playing a tougher schedule. Two, this is football. Things happen. Now, there's going to be a couple games this year where Bo Nix is asked to drive down that football field and win the game. There's going to be multiple of those.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe a couple comeback games. And because the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix have done it before, we're all going to have hope and belief that they can do it again. Now, we can't rely on that if you're going to win a Super Bowl, but it's going to have to happen a couple times. A little bit of luck has to go your way.
Yeah, it was a one-possession win over the Titans in Week 1. It was a one-possession win over the Eagles in Week 5. It was a one-possession win over the Jets in Week 6. It was a one-possession win over the Giants in Week 7, the single largest comeback within a game in NFL history. It was a one-possession win in Week 9 over Houston. It was a one-possession win on Thursday Night Football in Week 10 over the Raiders. It was a one-possession win on Week 11 against Kansas City. It was a one-possession win in overtime against Washington. It was a one-possession win at the Raiders for the second game. It was a one-possession win over the Green Bay Packers on the day that Phillip Lindsay was honored at the game.
Let's go!
And I was there for that.
Yes, sir.
It was a one-possession win in the second win against Kansas City in Week 17. That is 11 one-score wins. And it's not sustainable. And we've all I had something in life where things were frantic. You figured it out, and it didn't hurt you, whatever it was, but you didn't want to go through that again.
Oh, no. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can happen in your life where you're like that as well, where you're like, dude, like it worked out for me this time, but I know the next time it's not going to be too easy, too pretty, and let's stay away from that.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I look at these one-score wins for the Denver Broncos. It's great that they were able to win them, but you have to it's living on the edge is what it is.
But, Sean Payton agrees with you. He understands that they can't go through this again and think they're going to come out on top. So he has to find a way to make sure his team finishes games, especially games that they should win. That's the thing with the Denver Broncos last year. The Kansas City Chiefs, that last game where everybody was out. Patrick Mahomes blew his knee out at that time. They had a backups quarterback in there from practice squad. And it went down to the end of the game where Bo Nix had to have a game-winning drive. All right, the Giants is another one where they were dominating you. You should not have won that game, Denver, but you find a way to win the game. Bo Nix has a great fourth quarter.
That was insane.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
That was the Super Bowl 50 reunion.
It was. We were in DT. We were talking about it. It was a fun time. But with a tougher schedule next year, you can't count on those type of wins again.
No, you can't. And so how do you avoid this? Well, I think the easy solution is, I say easy, it's not going to be easy, but it's easy to answer, is that the team grows and you're simply not in those positions. It looks more like not necessarily 28-3 against Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
Like we know that's not NFL football. But, just creating more separation, not living on coin flips because, and sports gamblers will tell you this. Because they were 11-2 in one-score wins, okay? A lot of sports gamblers will say the game of football is so random where 50 guys play on game day, and it's an oblong ball, and if it bounces towards me, I'm recovering the fumble. If it bounces away from me, they are. And so there's what they have now is luck rankings. And I'm not calling the Broncos season a lucky season, don't get me wrong. But you'll hear sports gamblers say, hey, take every one-possession win and flip it. And then what's your record? And so, by that logic, and I'm not saying it's gospel, I'm just talking here. Instead of 11-2, you're 2-11. The Broncos aren't close to making the playoffs under that, simple exercise. So they need to be more of a complete team. They need to start faster and having just some fourth quarters that are not as stressful, And Sean Payton was asked about this from the league meetings. Do the one-score games give you confidence moving forward, especially for someone like Bo Nix? And this is how he answered the question.
You guys have heard me say this. Confidence can only be born out of demonstrated ability. And so I would ask everyone here, if I said to you, Jalen and Bo, are they more confident this year? Absolutely. Now, there's nothing that says that's promised the next year. And Ben knows this, You turn the board upside down, you place it, and you collect your pieces, whatever the game is, and you have to start back at zero. But when you start back there, you've got a little bit of a bank vault that is filled with these positive experiences. And if you believe it can happen once, and so you're a different player at the start of this season than you were at the start of the other season. But the one-score games, I think it just provides you, in the college game, there are far fewer of those games, and so it provides you with, this is more the norm. We might be down 6, up 3, tied at half. You get used to living in that world. I think that's a big thing, especially for the quarterback.
What did you make of that response?
I mean, Sean's right? You're in the NFL. NFL, you're rarely going to blow out somebody. So you are going to be in a lot of one-score games, one-possession games. Maybe you got to drive down there and have the game-winning field goal. And so it is good that you have a quarterback, a team, because I know Sean doesn't like this, but it's the running back Broncos. So everybody that's on this team has
the run it back Broncos.
Run it back Broncos. So everybody that's on this roster, other than Jalen Waddle, and he's been through his games, has felt what it feels like to be in big moments, all right, where all the pressure is put on you and you find a way to still win that game. So there is something to that, and this is why you have people like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, where you feel good about them going into the fourth quarter or that game-winning drive. Josh Allen's another one, and you're like, they're going to come out on top because they've done it over and over and over, and Bo Nix has done that last year over and over and over. Now, just like Sean, nobody wants to have to be in these games all the time, especially if you're winning the game and you're controlling the ball and you look up and yet you're winning by 3 points or you're losing by 3 points. So he knows that when you have a team beat, you got to beat them. And it starts in the first quarter, but also it's that magic third quarter. A lot of people don't talk about the third quarter because you're coming right out of half. But if you can have a fast start in that third quarter, it makes fourth quarter a lot easier for you. So if you're the Denver Broncos, you have to have fast starts coming out of halftime. Score a touchdown. All right, give yourself that confidence. And Sean knows that, and that's what he's saying. It's like you can't sit here and bank on these one-score wins and think we're going to go 14-3 again. And things have to change, but you had the experience with Bo Nix in this team. You added Jalen Waddle that has the speed and explosiveness that maybe he can open the game up for you.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. And I know it counts for something. Experience is experience.
Yes.
You can't snap your fingers and replicate experience. It's only through time on the task. And so it's good that Bo Nix has that memory bank that he referred to draw from. But at the same time, it's okay to acknowledge that this isn't going to happen the same way, all right? And if you want to come close to 14 wins, because I don't think the Broncos are going to win 14 games again.
I don't either.
That was extreme. But if you want to come close, if you want to win 12 or 11, like some of these wins are going to have to be more comfortable. It's the most retention of any organization that I've ever heard of year over year. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. They had the top retention rate a year ago, and this is even more drastic year over year. So there's no excuse not to start fast. That's in the season, right? In September,
yeah.
But also in these games. The Broncos were not a fast starting team this past year, and like scoring on your opening drive, that doesn't happen a lot around here, especially for a team that wins 14 games. Like you would think it would happen more. No, they were one of the league leaders in punts with 4 games left in the season. They were the league leader with 4 games left in the season.
But you know what? That starts with Bo. For the last 2 years, and I know Bo was a rookie a couple years ago, so like he gets a little pass for that. But for the last 2 years, Bo Nix has struggled at the beginning of the year. Now, for Bo this year, if he comes out firing and he's getting everybody involved, he's taking care of the football, he's sustaining drives, you are going to have those touchdowns in the first half, and you start fast, finish strong. So this year, it's all on Bo. What do, Bo? Do you make the right decisions? Do you make the right checks? And then, of course, for the players make plays, players win games for you. Can we get a couple guys to break some tackles and make some explosive plays early on in these games?
All right, good stuff, good conversation. If you want to react to any of that, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo! Let's go! Put me in, coach. I'm ready. I'll knock down 10 threes. Come on.
How fun was that to watch last night, honestly?
It was for Jamal.
For Jamal specifically.
I'll tell you this. Watching Jamal Murray get into his bag and be in a zone, that's fun to watch because he's unstoppable. Literally. Because he can beat you from the three-point line. He has a great jump shot. And then, of course, he finishes well at the rim. And you said best, it's that Mary Poppins bag where when things get tough, he can go to something different. He's getting that separation. So when Jamal Murray is on point, it's fun to watch. And he has the confidence and he's taking the shots. And that's one of the reasons why we still have a chance to win a championship because of what Jamal Murray has done this year.
It's true, man. And we've asked this guy to step up for 2 years. And, did he meet the moment these last couple of years? No. He didn't. And I think his actions this year acknowledge what he wasn't doing the last 2 years. And if you can go into the playoffs, and we'll talk about some of the injury stuff here in a second, but if you can go into the playoffs with Jokic being at the peak of his powers, okay, Now, he wasn't at the peak of his powers last night. That was, if you're just looking at the box score, you see triple-double, and it's, awesome. You watch the game, it was one of these weird games from Jokic. But one game sample, like, whatever.
And he has those.
Yeah.
For some reason.
He does. And he's still, the way that he accumulates stats, even on nights where it looks like he's disinterested in the game. Like last night, he looked disinterested in playing basketball last night for whatever reason. But if you go in to the postseason with Jokic still at the peak of his powers and an MVP candidate, and we'll talk about that here in just a second, and Jamal Murray having the best season he's ever had, you at least give yourself a shot. But the injury stuff, I'd be being disingenuous if I was having this conversation and said, even despite the 7-game win streak, which is sweet, it ties the longest of the year, there's issues here from a health standpoint, and there's not a lot of games left in the season.
We got, what, 5?
5 games left.
That's it.
And the first round of the playoffs start in 15 days. Not the play-in tournament, the first round. And when I saw Aaron Gordon last night, that's the thing that's bothering me the most, I think.
Well, you wanted to see Aaron Gordon last night, if he played.
It was the number one thing I was watching for.
No, if he played, you wanted to see what he looked like.
And he did not look good. I mean, this dude didn't look close to healthy. And you think of Aaron Gordon and the athleticism that he brings to the table, it's just not there. It's not there.
Then why, Z? Why put him out there?
That's a good question. Like, in retrospect, like knowing what we know now, after where he had zero explosion, everything looks off. He is so stiff. And I think he's playing not to pull it. And like, honestly, you know where he last looked like he did last night? In Game 7 against Oklahoma City when he played through the pull.
Yes.
And he was just trying to be out there. Like,
he was just there.
That's what he looked like last night. He struggled mightily. But I told you yesterday, I am not concerned about shots going down, and they didn't go down for him. He was 1 of 7 and for 6 points in 28 minutes. But he didn't rebound. He didn't do much of anything. And I don't care about the stat line. I genuinely do not. I care about how he looked. Does he look close to passing the eye test? And he was so far away from passing that eye test, I'm starting to wonder, like, man, playoffs are in 15 days. Aaron Gordon's such a massive piece to everything that they do, everything. And, doubt is creeping in, if I'm just being real.
I mean, if there's not doubt creeping in, then I don't know what you're watching. Because we sit here and we talk about it all the time. Now, you may believe us, you may not, but AG, you're not winning a championship if that man's not on the court, but being himself. Not just his presence, but he has to do something he plays defense for us. He gets the dirty rebounds so that we get second chance opportunities. He does well with the basketball in his hands and scoring points. But when he's a shell of himself, then he's just a body out there, and that's anybody – all right, that's hurt, that's just out there playing, but he can't really be the best version of himself. You're not winning without AG. But Z, if it's up to me and I'm David Adelman, I'm not looking at the wins and losses at this point with 5 games left. I'm looking at the health of my team. Spencer Jones is out with a hamstring. We don't know when he's coming back. All right, Tim Hardaway Jr., who I believe should win 6th Man of the Year, and maybe that's just me. All right, he goes out with a banged-up knee. Now, I don't think it's that serious. I'll have to talk to Dr. Z about that later. All right, then you have, Payton Watson.
Yeah.
Hamstring again, tightening up. He didn't pull it, but it's tightening up on him, so it's in the back of his head. So he's not playing fast. So these injuries are stacking up on you right before the postseason starts. I'm starting to sit everybody, Z. I'm going to sit AG and at least Payton Watson. And I know you may think differently than I do, but, man, I think that health is more important than these wins with 5 games left.
Well, if you shut these guys down, there's a pretty good chance that you'll start the NBA postseason on the road. It's tight between Denver and Houston. A game and a half separates them. Now, the Nuggets have the tiebreaker, and that's noteworthy. But according to basketballreference.com, the chance that the Nuggets stay put in the 4th seed or go to the 5th seed, so the likelihood of either of those things happening are 85%. That leaves just 15% likelihood for anything else, like going to the 3rd seed, and toppling the Lakers. I sort of cut that out of my head like maybe what did I say? I think this was like this time last week. I'm like, guys, this probably isn't going to happen.
Yeah, you have it in your head just like I do. Like, hey, the 4th seed. I think that's what we said. Like the 4th seed. Yes, you should still chase for the 3rd seed, but it's more than likely not going to happen for you. But the 4th seed is sitting right there. But and let me ask you this: you have the 4th seed. If you slip to the 5th seed, is that the worst thing that happened to the Denver Nuggets? Because in my head, it's like, and I know it's not in stone right now, but we've talked about Minnesota and being in the 4th seed and having to play Minnesota first and then having to play the Thunder. If you're the 5th seed, is it kind of the same thing?
No, because you don't have home court, and I think that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a big deal. And right now, by the way, Houston is in the 5th seed. They have a half game on Minnesota. Regardless of who you play, and I can just let me just share this because I don't think I've said this yet. I was at a game last week talking to someone inside the organization, and this is not like groundbreaking news, but I do want to share it. I was talking to a source inside the organization, not PR or anyone within the org, and they said the entire Nuggets locker room wants Houston. And me as a fan, I would want Houston too. So it makes sense. But that is what is coming from inside that locker room. Now, I don't think they're going to say that into microphones. They're going to say, whoever we play, we feel good, right? But they want Houston. But I just do think it's important to be a top 4 seed, have home court in the first round. And but, by the way, there's no guarantee that the Thunder are going to finish with the 1 seed. The Spurs are 2 games behind them, but the Thunder have the Lakers tonight, who have,
been on a heater.
Won, what is it? I think 15-2 in their last 17 games or something like that. 9-1 in their last 10. Winners of 4 straight. So that's an interesting game tonight from a Nugget standpoint. But I will say this too. That game 2 weekends back against the Lakers, that was the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, they hurt us.
With the benefit of hindsight, that was the biggest game of the season. And the fact that the Lakers won it, this is back in the middle of March, so yeah, just a couple weeks ago. It was on a Saturday in primetime, and the Nuggets lost in overtime, 127-125. And the painful irony of that loss is, you remember who had his worst game of the season?
Jamal
Murray.
What was it, like 5 points or 7 points? Like that?
5. You're on it.
5 points.
I think he was 1 for 15 from the field.
And usually he beats up on the Lakers.
Yep, he has a great track record. And so for a guy that is having the best season of his career to turn in his worst game in what is retroactively, with the benefit of hindsight, the biggest game of the year. We knew it was big then. It's not just hindsight. We knew it was massive for the standings. And yeah, man, that was a big loss. Had they won that game, the dynamic down the stretch here would be a little bit different. And who knows? I mean, the bottom could still fall out of the Lakers, but we're not seeing any signs of that happening.
But Z, no matter what, right? Whether it's the 4th seed or the 5th seed now, because I don't think we're going to get to the 3rd seed as we talk, you got to be healthy going into the postseason.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm sitting here saying, sit AG, sit P-Watt. Be on my side, Z. Be on my side.
So, look, I go back and forth on it because having your first game played in 2 weeks, from a conditioning standpoint, from a touch and rhythm standpoint, your first game in weeks being in the NBA playoffs, that is not ideal. I mean, to say the least. But you're right. If these guys aren't healthy, none of it matters. So it's like you have a better shot of really managing Payton Watson. And we haven't even talked about Christian Brown.
We haven't.
Him last night, like the wincing, the ankle is a problem. This is just a banged up group. It just is. And we thought they were getting healthy at the right time, and it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Listen to Adelman's tone after the game.
I don't know anything yet. This has just been, it's just every night, it seems like, they're trying to get Payton a rhythm. As far as I know, as of now, it was just discomfort. Tim, same thing, just didn't feel right after some impact. And so they didn't play in the second half. But it's just been what the season's been. We just changed the rotation, keep it moving. And luckily enough, guys played well tonight, to finish the game.
And that's the part where, I almost feel guilty having this tone. And I'm just trying to be real, and I'm trying to just look at the situation authentically and just
be yourself, Z.
Keep it a buck, right? The team has won 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
Now, this 7-game win streak feels a whole heck of a lot different than the 7-game win streak that they had in November. And, we know the schedule. There was a reason why I predicted 12-2 after that Lakers loss in the final 14 games of the year, because
very soft.
You're playing Memphis and Toronto and Portland and Dallas and Utah and Golden State and Utah again. So all you can do is go out and win the games, right? They're meeting the moment and fulfilling the task. But we know if you're looking at the situation with sober eyes and you're just being real, it's like from a health standpoint, it's not good. It's not good. All things are still possible, because what this looks like in a month could be different than what it feels like right now, but we are reacting to what it does feel like right now.
See, I want it to be possible. I truly do. And it is, because I know it's corny, but you got Jokic and you got Jamal playing the best basketball of his life. Like, so that two-man game is potent. And you know you're going to need that. The crunch time situations, those clutch moments, they're getting better for the Nuggets. But it's not even for me. It's not even just the injuries, and that's a huge part. It's the defense. Like, do we truly think they're just going to turn it on in the postseason, Z? Do we truly think with them being banged up and having to deal with hamstrings, which don't go away, and you're having to play, let's just say Minnesota, and you're playing the Thunder, that they're young, they're fresh, they got 10 bodies that are going to come off the bench, and we don't know how many bodies are going to come off the bench for the Nuggets during the postseason, because JV, he's question mark. All right, we don't know if he's going to play now, and kudos to you for bringing that up early, because now I'm on the same side as you.
And he played great last night. I need to say that.
He did.
But yes, when the postseason starts,
Jazz.
yeah, we don't. No, and you're right. And you're right. But he's a question mark if he's going to play every night. Jonas Valanciunas, we're talking about.
I just look at this as I want this team to win, and I was so excited at the beginning of the season. But they don't play a lick of defense. And I don't think that they're going to just flip that switch against these good teams like Minnesota and the Thunder and say, look, we're just going to play the best defense ever. They score at a historic rate. We know that.
They do.
But you got to play some type of defense and stay healthy.
Yeah, and both of those things, they're not healthy and they don't play defense. And so that's a rough combination. I'll tell you, this Saturday's game against San Antonio, I think we're going to learn something that I do not believe we're otherwise going to learn. There's 5 games left in the year. Now, you do finish with OKC and San Antonio, but with 2 games left in the year, the 1 seed is probably going to be settled. Probably. Now, we'll see. I shouldn't even say that. There's a scenario where OKC and San Antonio don't play their dudes. All right? But there's also a scenario, even if they do, Denver is settled into their playoff positioning and aren't going to be rolling guys out against those two teams.
That is true.
So there's a pretty good chance, I'll just settle on that. There's a pretty good chance you're not going to see either the frontline players for OKC and San Antonio or the frontline players for the Nuggets in those last 2 games of the year. So that leaves you 3 games left in the season. Against San Antonio on Saturday afternoon, against Portland on Monday, and against Memphis on Wednesday. All right? Of those 3 games, there's only one that signifies what you are going to have to taste and touch here in 15 days. And so in terms of a test, in terms of the final dress rehearsal before the postseason comes, it's this Saturday. And that's their next game. The team will have rest in between their Wednesday night game. So there's I want to see it. And I want to see I
want to see the starting 5 out there playing their hardest.
You can start there.
Fine-tuning themselves before the real race begins. But, Z, I don't know if we're going to see that, man, with AG, with Payton Watson. I mean, we're talking about Spencer Jones being a part of this lineup playing meaningful minutes. We don't even know his timeline right now.
Right.
It's like, I want to see it. I want to see Jokic go up against Wemby, right? Jokic is going to be calculating everything, taking in everything, because they may have to play them in the second round. We're talking about the Spurs now. They may have to play the Spurs soon.
Yes.
And so it's like, man, you want to get everything down so that you're ready for those moments. But, man, if they're not healthy, you don't throw them out there, because if AG specifically looks like he did against the Utah Jazz, the Spurs are going to eat him up, man.
I agree.
They're going to eat him up.
I agree. And I remember at the end of last year what was so disheartening after that second-round loss. It's like you're acknowledging here's the thing. I thought coming into the year this was going to be the best Nuggets team they've ever had, the deepest team, the highest IQ team, the best shooting team. You finally had a backup center for the non-Jokic. There was so much about this roster, and it just hasn't worked out from a health standpoint. But also we acknowledged last spring after they lost that it's not just about you. It's the NBA's Western Conference, and the landscape was going to change. We know Houston was coming. We knew Oklahoma City wasn't going anywhere. But I didn't quite realize this time last year where San Antonio would be. This team with Victor Wembanyama, who's got a chance to win MVP, and if he doesn't, he's likely going to finish runner-up, and we'll talk about that here in just a second.
Zach doesn't like that.
This team with Stefan Castle and Devin Vassell and Wembanyama, and they're so well coached. This is their game log since February 1st, okay? It's April 2nd. So I'm going to give you 2 months of San Antonio's game log. Win, 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 win. I'm going to stop here on February 26th. That's more wins in a row from a premature operation than the Denver Nuggets have ever had under Nikola Jokic. Okay? Now I'm going to move forward into March. Okay. Loss, win, 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 loss, win, 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 win.
Boom, chicka, chicka, boom, chicka, chicka.
Phil, that was literal. Like I wasn't doing it to be like sensational. Like that was literal. Their game log.
I thought we had you on repeat
since February 1st. They've lost 2 games in 2 months. That's who's coming in here on Saturday. That's your competition. That's your neighbor. And so, again, all things are possible.
Well, damn, after you said that, are you sure?
All things are possible. I know it.
Win.
I
want to make her track with that.
San Antonio does not. They have not accumulated the playoff scars. So if they do play in the second round, let's jump the ball up and let's see who wins. You know, but you have to be healthy to give yourself that shot. And so that's the dynamics. That's the landscape. Just keeping it a buck. Okay. Just being real.
I mean, Z, if you're watching these games, there can't be too much pushback. We know that this team, when healthy, is really, really good, the Denver Nuggets. And offensively, they're insane this year. But they haven't been healthy. They don't play good defense. And it's one of these things where it's like, man, is it going to catch them and catch up to them in the postseason when you got a 7-game series against other teams that are going to be healthy, maybe even healthier, and play better defense? It's hard, man, to envision this. On top of, like, history telling us that the Denver Nuggets aren't going to win because of the 40-20 rule and some other rules.
Yeah, and I'm sure people are, that listen every day are tired of me saying it, but since the advent of the three-point line, there have been 4 champions that have not abided by the 40-20 rule, and that is Phil Jackson's old rule that you have to win. If you are a true contender, you win your 40th game before you lose your 20th, and the Nuggets weren't even close. There's another rule. You got to be a top 3 seed. You have to go back over 30 years to the last time an NBA team won the championship that was not a top 3 seed. And that was Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler, Kenny the Jet Smith, Sam Cassell, the Houston Rockets of the mid-'90s. That's the most recent sample size. So between those 2 things, all right, in addition to the health, you can, if you want to paint with a grim brush, you can. The resources and history is there for you to draw from. I'm going to continue to be hopeful. They have the best offense in the NBA. They have a historically good offense. That's not nothing. So we shall see how this all unfolds with Saturday's test, the final pop quiz before the exam, the true exam. Here was Michael Malone. See where we fall on this. Here was Michael Malone last night giving his NBA MVP on ESPN.
Now, I don't have one. That's a good thing. But the one thing you didn't mention is, to me, Wendy, he's proven himself to be the best clutch player in the NBA. He's got 5 game-tying or go-ahead field goal attempts, makes in the last 30 seconds. So,
and he's talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And he's got a chance to be the first guard ever to average 30 points per game and shoot 55% from the field.
Right.
You talk about consistency, 20 points every single night against a defense that is trying to game plan for you.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Wemby, Nikola Jokic, everybody else, but I think SGA is incredible in his ability to impact the game in all shapes and forms.
All right, fair? You co-sign it?
I co-sign it. I mean, he's putting the stats out there. Now, I know it's just SGA stats. It's not comparing to Luka and Jokic and all of them. But, I mean, come on. my guessing is if the Nuggets can't beat the Thunder are going to win it all. SGA is the reason why they're doing all this. Yes, they're stacked. All right, but that's not his problem. But when he is asked to do something, the man's doing it. Okay, those clutch time performances. He did it against the Nuggets not too long ago where Spencer Jones is trying to guard my man SGA. SGA hits that game-winning shot with the three-point shot. Those are moments that you need. And Z, even I want to say, was that the game where both you and I agreed, and maybe it wasn't, but I think it was, where SGA submitted himself as being the MVP that game?
Yeah, I said that was his MVP moment.
Okay, yes.
It was on national television. It was a game-winning shot. Mm-hmm. I mean, SGA is a bad dude. SGA is like, what's taking shape is a historical career. Mm-hmm. All right, and he's 27 years old. This is the time where NBA players are typically entering their true prime, is like 26, 27 years old. A year ago, the guy led the league in scoring. He won the MVP. He won the championship, and he won finals MVP. All right? Let's not reduce Shai Gilgeous-Alexander down to free throws. Guys, he goes to the free throw line once per quarter, and it's actually a little bit less than that. He attempts 9 free throws a game, all right? Is that a lot of free throws? It is, but he's super aggressive, and he's got the ball in his hands for all 48 minutes. That being said, because I'm not one of these guys who pushes SGA's head down. I think he's a great player, and I love the game of basketball.
You've never pushed anybody's head down. So you're telling the facts.
Yep. And if there was an issue that I have with SGA, it's the extension of the arm.
And I can get with you on that. Yeah, he
to
gets
create
away
separation. Yeah, it's just a little too much, but he's living within the NBA's ecosystem that they've created. So if they let him do it every night, and that's how he gets separation, but that's a league problem.
And Luka does it too.
Luka does it too. Giannis does it too. Jason Tatum does it too. So that's not an SGA. But if I did have an issue, it's that. And not saying that he doesn't get a favorable whistle. I know he does, but I just don't like reducing a all-time great scorer who, like Michael Malone said, has a chance to be the first in NBA history to average a guard averaging 30 points on 55% shooting. That said, I
thought it was mic drop. I thought it was done.
No, that said, you have a top 10 scorer who averages 4 points less than SGA. Mm-hmm. Jokic is the 8th leading scorer in the sport, okay? He's number 1 in rebounding. He's number 1 in assists in the same season. The precedent for that, I'm going to give you the list of players who have led the league in rebounding and assists in the same season. That's the list.
I'm waiting for it.
It's never happened. There's no precedent. Okay?
My man Wayne got him some water. You were parched, huh?
If you're doing something that literally has never been done, and I know to Malone's point, no one's ever at 55% shooting and been a guard and 30 points a game. But when the difference is 4 points, and he's still a top 8 scorer, Jokic is, and you're number one in rebounds and assists on 57% shooting, so even more efficient than SGA. And SGA, when it comes to rebounding, is not in the top 100 in the NBA. When it comes to assists, he's not in the top 15 in the NBA. And you're doing it on a team that's going to win 50-plus games. I don't know. That's quite a story. That's quite a story.
No, it's a great story. And Z, if Jokic never got hurt, because I think we have to remember when Jokic at the beginning of the season started, he was having his best season yet in his career.
And statistically, he is right now.
Yeah, and still is. But he missed over a month of basketball, which then SGA was able to get ahead of him. So, like, if Jokic stays healthy for this full season, the 82 games, he would win the MVP. He would.
I don't know if he would. I really don't. It feels like people
they would have no choice because I guarantee those stats would be godly. They already are.
They already are.
I know.
And he's going to play the number of required games to be in the MVP race.
So should Jokic win the MVP?
If I had a vote, Nikola Jokic would be getting my MVP.
Even. Now ask yourself this. If we're doing the show and we're covering the Thunder, would you still say Jokic this year would deserve the MVP?
And I'm doing this show in Oklahoma City?
Yes, sir.
We got to go to break.
And
that's
truthful.
a good. Yeah. I was gonna say I'm a fan of the game of basketball more than any team or player.
And you've been critical to Jokic.
I have
when you need him.
Yep. But when it's warranted, even a game like last night, it was weird to watch him play. Like you don't seem like you want to be out there. You can't just look at the box score. When you watch the game, then you know what I know. That being said, I would like to think I would stay true to myself, regardless of where I'm at, right? Did I go to the Bills-Broncos game and root for the Bills?
You did.
Was that popular?
You were quivering with fear.
Was that popular around here?
Not, no.
Okay,
People
so
are upset.
I'd like to think that I would stay true to myself and say, as a fan of the game of basketball, we've never seen anything like this ever. And he's not doing it like Russell Westbrook. He's averaging a triple-double for, a 43-win team or whatever he did, 10 years ago or whatever it was. This is a team that's going to win 50-plus games in the Western Conference, is going to host a playoff round in the first round, and the guy's averaging a triple-double, and he's leading the league in rebounds and assists on 57% shooting. I don't know, man. He would get my vote. He would get my vote.
All right. Stay true to yourself.
All right. I'll ask these knuckleheads behind the glass who they would vote for here in a couple seconds. Also, what we have today for the first time, the over-under receiving yards for Jalen Waddle in the 2026 season. What do we think? We'll get to it next.
With the Nuggets' chances of catching the Lakers for the third seed in the West, who do you want for their likely first-round playoff matchup?
Who do you want? Do you want Minnesota or Houston in that first round? Houston.
Yes, Houston. But I'm not scared of Minnesota either.
Houston is a more dangerous team than Minnesota, but so inconsistent, and for good chunks of this season, underachieving. So, who are the Rockets?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
There's nothing more meaningful you could do for yourself, your family, and friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy time with you again, especially heading into vacation season. If you say yes to any of these questions, you are the kind of patient QC Kinetics regenerative treatments help every single day. Do you have consistent joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? The pain keeps you from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to activities that I enjoy. I don't want surgery and a long recovery. I'm at the end of my rope, taking medications every day to just get through. Moment of truth. Did you answer yes to more than one of those questions? Well, today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. QC Kinetics treatments are easy. They're done right there in the office so you can go about your day. The consultation's free, so don't wait. Call today. 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. With locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs, it's QC Kinetics.
Ent is becoming Wings. It's a big change. But we're not changing the way we show up for our communities, or our personal service, or the people who provide it. We're not changing locations. We're not even replacing the coffee machine. But we are changing our name. We'll probably even get some new pens. It'll be a big day for pen people. Ent Credit Union, insured by NCUA.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Imagine a world where you can leave the house and take your Wi-Fi speeds with you. Thanks to Xfinity Mobile, it's not just a fantasy. Just picture it. You're at your kid's soccer game streaming the other game in 4K. Just like that, in the airport, download a cozy family comedy in a snap with Wi-Fi Power Boost. What if the places you had to be felt more like the places where you wanted to be? That's the magic of Xfinity Mobile. Reliable Wi-Fi and 5G when you need it. Xfinity, imagine that. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus regular rates of 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of 2/10/26. Taxes, fees, extra after promotion. Regular rates apply.
When the Nuggets are knocking down threes, you score too. If Denver hits 15 or more three-pointers, you score a free 28-ounce Gatorade Lower Sugar the very next day at your friendly King Soopers. Gatorade Lower Sugar is scientifically formulated with Gatorade's #1 proven electrolyte blend and has 75% less sugar than Gatorade Thirst Quencher and no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or colors. Big shots deserve next-level hydration. Only at King Soopers.
Cecil Lammy here for Window Nation. Spring is a great time to open your windows and wait a second, what? Windows won't open? They leak? They're cracked? They need repainting? Again? Getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation is easy and affordable. During the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off. Plus, you could get them with 0 interest for 5 years. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. So visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
When it's cold, the last thing you want is your home's heater to quit on you. At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com. Don't forget, we're
always on time or you don't pay it time. Always on time or you don't pay it time.
independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half, hour 4 here on a Thursday. Thank you guys for hanging out with us here on The Drive, powered by Regen RX. And I want to get to this Jalen Waddle over-under receiving total. We have it. I haven't seen it anywhere discussed or posted online. We'll talk about what the outlook for Waddle in his first year in Denver is. Before we do that, though, I want to hear MVP votes. There's 5 games left in the season. We were just talking about it. Michael Malone made his case last night on ESPN for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Phil agrees that SGA should be the league's MVP.
I agree with Coach Michael Malone. Shocker.
All right. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is not, guys, the 4 players who are going to finish in the top 4 for MVP are all first ballot Hall of Famers, like ironclad, as long as 3 of them, I think, probably already are Hall of Famers. Wemby's just got to stay healthy. Wemby, the fact that he's in the MVP race in the top 2 right now in his 3rd season, he's a baby still. He's years away from the historical prime window. So that guy, if the entire history of the league was on the sideline as 18-year-olds, so like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was considered the greatest prospect in NBA history. So if you have 18-year-old Kareem, 18-year-old Shaq, 18-year-old LeBron, 18-year-old fill in the blank, okay? But you have 18-year-old Wemby, I'm not sure Wemby's not going number 1.
Whoa. I don't know. When you start listing off, let's just say with Shaq. You got to be with Shaq.
Shaq is, dude, he's one of my favorite players of all time. That dude was an absolute freak.
Yes.
A true one of one even to this day. But Wemby is a one of none. We've never seen a body type like his move the way that he does, knock down shots. I think he's the most impactful defensive player I've ever seen play.
You don't like Shaq. I got you. I got you. You just turn your back on Shaq?
I'm not turning my back on Shaq. I'm just I'm acknowledging
that's insane.
The level of prospect that Victor Wembanyama, and then for him to come in the league, he would have won Defensive Player of the Year last year if he qualified for the game. So, Dante, you got something on Wemby?
Yeah, on Wemby, on top of everything you're saying there. So the top 5 guys for MVP most likely all have something in common except for Wemby. They're all going to play around 33 to 36 minutes per game. Wemby's doing all of this at 29 minutes a game.
I was just going to say.
So he's not even on the court as much as these guys, and he's still having that much of an impact.
Yeah, and lately, if you pull up his game logs, he's not even getting that high. I mean, he's in the low 20s. So, anyway, I don't know if I'd pick Wemby number 1, but I'd have to really think about it. I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, Kareem, you could still make the argument he's the greatest basketball player we've ever seen. Who would you guys vote for MVP behind the glass?
So when you first asked this question, my gut answer was Luka, just because of the heater that he's been on, I don't know, last 2-3 months, whatever the case is. But then when I went and I really did a deep dive on the stats, dude, the correct answer is still Jokic. It just is. Like, I know he hasn't looked the same as he did before the injury. The turnovers have been a problem. He hasn't looked the same, but everything he does, his numbers are just better. And other than the points, it's not even really close. I mean, yeah, he's only averaging 28 points a game, but look at the rebounds, look at the assists, everything else about Jokic's efficiency. It's just better than everybody else.
Yeah. And so once upon a time, Wilt did lead the NBA in assists one season, and of course he led the league in rebounds. Like, Jokic is doing something in the same season that Wilt never did. Like when the average center height was 6'7" and they had part-time jobs. You're like, it's insane. Dante, who would you vote for, and why is it Devin Booker?
It should be. You guys were talking about Macklin Celebrini. I'll just translate that entire argument to Devin Booker as well. No, I would say Luka as well. I just think, dude, he's leading the NBA in scoring by 2 points, and that's a lot when you're talking about at the very top of this league here. And there's an argument. He's got 2 great running mates in LeBron James and Austin Reeves. Both those guys have missed 20-plus games this year. Yep. So those guys are missing a lot of time. He's dragging this team to the 3 seed. Probably going to have a better record than Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets. He's going to finish with more points per game. I just think what he's doing is he's doing the heavy lifting. And not that Jokic isn't, but he's doing the heavy lifting in a better way than Jokic is, in my opinion.
So I disagree, but Luka has more of an argument when it's more of a completeness to his game, because Luka's averaging over 8 assists a game right now. So he's leading the league in scoring, but he's 3rd in assists. And so, but he also gets 8 rebounds a night, which is a top 25 number.
He's doing it all around.
He is great. I mean, all these guys are great.
So then the 3, how would it go for you in your head? The number 3, number 1 would be Jokic.
I would say Jokic number 1, SGA number 2, Wemby number 3.
Oh,
Spurs going for the 1 seed. He's unequivocally their best player, and the court's cut in half. He's the best defensive player I've ever seen. So Wemby would be number 3, and Luka would be number 4. And another rational basketball mind could have them all flipped. These are great players. I don't push other people's head down to prop someone up. These guys are great.
I have SGA. And one thing I don't think that we bring up, we don't bring up because we don't talk about SGA, but we talk about it a lot with Jokic and in the past of why Jokic is so great. It's because he was doing that when Jamal Murray wasn't helping him out as much. For SGA, J-Dub hasn't been playing a lot. It's been SGA a lot more of the times, and J-Dub has been sitting there with the hamstring. That's his partner in crime. That's his Batman.
Yeah, he's missed like 40 games or so.
And yet SGA is still doing this, man. I don't want to put – I feel like I'm going against Jokic, and now everybody's mad at me. But SGA, he should win the MVP.
There's no wrong answer. I could build an argument pretty easily that this is from Nikola Jokic, this is the greatest statistical season that the league has ever seen. I could actually make that argument. And then when you get into the advanced numbers, because the raw numbers say it, the advanced numbers scream it. So these are all great players. We'll see how it all shakes out. The straw poll will be our largest indicator of how this is going to go.
This is the last one, right?
The accuracy of Tim Bontemps' final straw poll is almost impeachable. and that will be coming here within the next week. So, okay, we didn't get to the Waddle stuff. We'll change that. Jalen Waddle's over-under receiving total is out. We'll pass it along and talk about it next.
Baseball is back, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is leading off the season in style. Join us Friday, April 3rd for our home opener party at Thirsty Lion Restaurant at Union Station. Dover and Cecil will get the party started live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the Tribe will come out of the bullpen to close things out from 2 to 6.
How about that?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
It's the College Hoops Showdown, wall-to-wall basketball, and zero time to mess with your lawn. At Waterloo Turf, they help Denver homeowners trade yard work for game time. No mowing, no watering, no mud on game day. Just a green championship level lawn all season long. Perfect for watch parties, pets, and backyard hoops. From backyards to putting greens, Waterloo Turf installs premium artificial turf built for Colorado. Visit waterlooturf.com/Denver and book your free consultation. Waterloo Turf, get your Saturdays back, and don't miss the buzzer.
Stoking for my friends at Roller Auction, a leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years. And they got one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now that's ending April 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction. This has got SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's one of my favorite auctions. It's open for bidding right now. Go check it out only at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. Are you considering GLP-1 injections for weight loss? Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medication long-term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight regain is common. And here's something most people don't realize. Research shows a significant portion of weight loss can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping weight off even harder. At Colorado Fat Loss, they take a different approach. Their doctor-developed program helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days safely and naturally. No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, they use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger and cravings naturally, and help your body burn fat, not muscle. Right now, you can schedule a free phone consultation to see if the program is right for you. Go to ColoradoFatLoss.com. That's ColoradoFatLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 1043 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Thursday. Rolling downhill, getting you ready for the weekend. All right, we have a friend of the show stopping by, the Scrapster, the scrappy one, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys?
How we doing?
Scrappy. I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing good. Anything on your mind real quick?
I don't know if it'd be real quick, but just the Michael Malone thing I have no problem with. He got fired by the Denver Nuggets. Come on. All these Nuggets fans all ticked off that he's not going on defending Yoke. He got fired by this organization. He thinks he could still be coaching, leading them to maybe a second or eventually a third championship. What's he supposed to do? Go on TV? Now, he's wrong. Jokic should be the MVP, but the outrage, spare me the outrage. This dude lost his dream job, and he's supposed to act like everything are puppies and roses? I don't get it.
Is there outrage?
Yes. Nuggets fans are ticked.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen much of that, but I'm not as online. Okay, I had no problem. Dude, they're the best team in the NBA. They're the one seed. He's leading the league in scoring, and he's doing it on 55% shooting for the first time in NBA history for any guard that averages 30 points or more. I agree with you. I think it's Jokic, but it's not like it's some off-the-wall, insane take either. SGA's pretty good.
Exactly.
He's not hating, man. I think he's just giving stats and facts.
And he, again, lost his dream job literally a year ago, less than a year ago, to this same organization. I would just encourage fans who are upset to put themselves in Michael Malone's shoes.
Yeah, and by the way, the last time the Nuggets and OKC played, OKC won, and SGA came down and hit the game-winning shot with no time left. So, anyway. Okay. Jalen Waddle. Will, you may be interested in this. I have Jalen Waddle's over-under receiving total for the 2026 season. Did you hear this earlier? Do you know what it is? Or
I
did you
didn't.
look it
I've
up?
heard you tease it a couple times, and I had a number in my head, but I don't know it yet.
All right.
What's the number in your head?
899.
899. Okay, Phil said 1,100.
Oof, that seems high.
Dante said over 12. He said 1,250.
Bo distributes the ball too much for it to be that high.
I agree. What did I say? Did I? Oh, no, I didn't say it because I knew the number.
Yeah,
I didn't say it because I knew the number. The over-under receiving total for Jalen Waddle in his first season in Denver is 874 and a hook. So you were very close, Will.
I don't get it though, man. Like I'm hitting over right now. If I was a betting man and I had an account, I'm hitting it because of what Waddle brings to the table, Z and Will. Like the man's dynamic. He's explosive. He's gonna get the ball a lot. And it's not just deep balls, it's intermediate and also screens. So, like, the man's going to touch the ball a lot. He's going to break tackles. He actually ranks, since he's been in the NFL, in 2021 is when he got to the NFL. He ranks 11th when it comes to yards after catch. So he makes yards. He creates yards for himself, and he has that explosiveness and the ability to open up the game anytime. He's going for 1,000 yards.
I don't think you're wrong, especially because he could easily have a 4-catch, 115-yard game, right? He doesn't need the volume necessarily. If he throws in a 60-yard touchdown, that's a good way to inflate that receiving total. And, we haven't had breakaway speed like this maybe since Demaryius Thomas, in his prime. Peyton Manning, the amount of yardage, Peyton Manning was obviously phenomenal, not taking anything away from him, but he could just dump it over to DT, and DT could go for 80 yards at any given moment in time. And I think Waddle has that ability. The reason I settled on about 900 and seems like I'm in the ballpark was because he may go for 900, Cortland may go for 900, Troy may go for 700, Evan may go for 600, and Bo still may throw for 4,500 yards.
And so that was my thought about a month ago, as well as it came back up when we were having this conversation. You remember Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have 2 arms or 4?
4.
He had 4. So when you have 4 arms, you're never sure where you're going to get hit from. And when you have an offense that can be this multiple, we're not even talking about the running backs. So when you have an offense that can be this multiple, I think the healthiest setup for the Denver Broncos in 2026 may just be no 1,000-yard receivers. And you look at Buffalo is obviously a close frame of reference for me. They got rid of Stephon Diggs, a great wide receiver. Not one player on the Bills went over 800 yards, and Josh Allen went and won the MVP. They set the record for the most players that ever caught a touchdown in a single season. I think it was like 13 different players caught a touchdown.
Yeah, that man was getting the ball around.
And so when you're never sure where you're going to get hit from, as opposed to focusing on one dedicated thing, I think that is actually the healthiest setup, even if it doesn't appease fantasy football owners.
Absolutely. I would just draft Bo Nix, right? That's going to be the guy you want on your fantasy team. But identifying his favorite targets, I mean, I didn't even mention Pat Bryant in when I just talked about it. I didn't even mention Marvin Mims.
Z was going to be mad at you if you didn't mention Pat Bryant.
Yeah, well, he dumped Devon Vele for Pat Bryant. Pretty
No.
quick.
The Broncos dumped Devon Vele.
But you did too.
Look.
Remember, I made the meme, and you were like, "What the heck is this?" Because it was the Toy Story "I don't want to play with you anymore" meme,
yes,
and it was you discarding Devon Vele with Pat Bryant.
I've never discarded Devon Vele. I'm still a Devon Vele truther.
No, your man crush last year flipped very, very quickly.
It flipped because Vele wasn't here. So, I'm not going to do it out of
Vele was still here.
No, it didn't. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do an out-of-state relationship.
Vele
moved to New Orleans. All right, they shipped him to New Orleans. I still believe in Vele. All right, don't judge Vele for his role in the Saints offense. Goodness gracious,
Saints aren't good right now.
No,
they're not.
But Pat Bryant, he's him, and he's coming. He's him, and he's
All right,
coming.
Please don't say he's him right now.
I said he's him, and he's coming.
Oh, man. Jalen Waddle, okay. Cortland Sutton, okay. Pat Bryant?
Him, Bryant. All right. Fun show. Appreciate you guys.
Home opener.
Rocking with us. Home opener. Yep. It's going to be a fun day in Denver, Colorado. It's like a pseudo holiday around here. And if you're looking for something to do, all right, you can come hang out with us at the Thirsty Lion restaurant at Union Station starting at 2 o'clock, starting at 10 o'clock all the way until 6 o'clock. All right. We will leave it where it lies for now. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Their series win in Toronto, should Rockies fans be encouraged by what they've seen through the first 2 weeks of the season?
This team didn't win their first series until June, and this year they win their first series on their second crack at it. In their first series, they lose each game by a single run. Things could change. Historically, they talk about this June swoon where the bottom falls out and the Rockies go in the tank. Okay, maybe that'll happen. It's probably likely to happen. But for right now, what you just said a handful of minutes ago, be where your feet are.
Be where your feet are.
I don't know, man. I'm watching a competitive baseball team.
I love it. I want some more of it. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Sex, intimacy, love, they're the heartbeat of a great relationship. But when erectile dysfunction shows up, it can take that away. It steals enjoyment, weakens intimacy, puts stress on both partners, all right? But ED doesn't have to keep impacting your relationship, all right? Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they can help. Their treatments work when the pills or herbals fail. I'm talking success rates over 90%, fellas. They've served the Front Range of Colorado for a decade. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men just like you. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to the sex, intimacy, and love that brings you closer. All right? Schedule your consult. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. So call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to CarShield.com. That's CarShield.com today.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today by my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy